The following is a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic High School sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting Dowling Catholic sports on Iowa Catholic Radio.
And good evening. Welcome to the Ankeny High School Gymnasium as we get set for Dowling High School girls and boys basketball on this Tuesday night, January 25th, 2022. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale as we present the girls and boys games. One and only time these two teams have played during the regular season, Ankeny and Dowling Catholic. Matter of fact, Coach, we come up here 2 weeks from now and go to the other Ankeny school, Centennial. So this is our Ankeny run. It's a non-division game within the CIML, but a top matchup here in girls play. It's number 5 Dowling and number 12 Ankeny in this game one, this girls contest.
Well, certainly, Ankeny has a really nice ball team here and great facilities. I can't say so much for the seating that we got.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you look at the media here. You have you have the web up real well. Center.
The live stream. Yes.
You got you have probably the Des Moines Register, probably courtside. Then you got Main Street Herald newspaper have a better seat than us right now, and I just don't know. I think it was a little bit of you, but we're going to make it work. And at the end of the day, we're going to have some nice viewing of the game.
What my broadcast partner is affectionately trying to say is, because his name was on the pass list, we got sent to the corner.
Did you see that?
To the corner of the gym. We are right next to the Dowling bench, which is fine, but we are at an angle. We are on the baseline calling this game, so. The cheerleaders, by the way, are scheduled to cheer right in front of us during the game, Jimmy, just so you know. And we were in great position if we had a shot clock, which we don't. So
good point.
I thought this was an upgrade for you. I mean, you complained at Valley. You were right next to the Dowling bench. You tapped Coach O'Hare a few times on the head. Those plays didn't work, by the way. And now I said, well, you know what? Let's go to the angle on the baseline and see if that enlightens you a little bit in your first year helping me out. So I appreciate you helping me out, but my goodness, this is the best I could do. They saw who was on the pass list. It was you.
I was on the pass list. I can't believe you saw that. But, the one thing that has been able to be shown from being part of the media is I've seen the game from all different angles.
Yes, you have.
We've been up in the middle school section at Northwest, courtside at Valley, great seats at Dowling, mind you, and then Ankeny here in the corner of the court. So we're going to make it work. It'll be fun.
We'll try. And these two teams have had outstanding years. Both the Ankeny Hawkettes, head coach Drew McAnally and his coaching staff, his kids. They had several kids back from last year, and they've kind of built on this team. Right now they're 10-4, ranked 12th. They're looking for that 2 seed. And you know what? In the next few games, in the next few weeks, when the seeding's decided, Jimmy, you could see Ankeny may be in a 1 seed if things work out. So that's what they're playing for. For Dowling, Maroons have lost 1 with this young group, but a veteran. And tonight, the first rebound by senior Emma Gipple will be an all-time record at Dowling for rebounding. She will break Ashley Fredrickson's record that was set back in during the 2003 season. Ashley was the all-time leading rebounder until Miss Emma Gipple will break it tonight with the first rebound of the game for her. And we congratulate her. We hope it happens. And I'm sure Ashley Fredrickson feels the same way. Her record stood for quite some time, almost 17 years.
Well, it's an incredible feat, if you think, for Emma Gipple, if you think about, how much girls basketball has transformed over the years into more of a shooting offensive game. And you come in and in 4 years, you accumulate that many rebounds, and just shows her work, her efforts are certainly going to be noticed, hopefully early in the game.
Well, again, it's Dowling and Ankeny here, and game one will be the girls' contest. And you look at this matchup, Dowling girls coming off a win on Friday night over Southeast Polk in a game that they took control of early and did a tremendous job of knocking down their free throws and putting the game away. For the Hawkettes, they've won 6 of their last 8 ball games. They're coming off a conference win over Marshalltown, 49-15 on Friday night at Marshalltown up there in the Roundhouse. And, for Drew McAnally in his 6th year here at Ankeny, he's on a roll. And his kids are playing with confidence. He said, in our 4 losses, we lost early in the year at Southeast Polk, but they've taken care of their home court since the loss here to Southeast Polk. They haven't lost at home since.
Well, you look at this team on paper, and it's certainly a team that can give Dowling some issues tonight. They do have some solid wins over this year to Valley, Waukee Northwest, and even Des Moines North. Now, you may think Des Moines North's not a big win, but those girls are playing really, really well for the Des Moines schools. Certainly have had some losses, as you mentioned, Southeast Polk, Waukee, and Centennial, which are rivals for these young ladies. But you look across the board, they have three very similar players in Jenna Pitts, Savannah Gage, and Carson Jacks. They average 42 to 45% from the field and a little over 30% from their threes. They handle the ball well. If you look at them on paper, as I mentioned, their turnovers on the year is 155, which is seventh best in Class 5A. So they do handle the ball well. Their turnover to assist ratio is under 1, which is a tremendous statistic. When you look at Dowling, on the other hand, their turnover to assist ratio, they have 210 turnovers on the year to just 134 assists. So their ratio to turnovers to assists is 1.5. So certainly Ankeny handles the ball well. They have three girls who can certainly score for them. I just think one area where they're going to have some challenges is tonight is going to be on the defensive offensive rebounds with Emma Gipple.
Coach McAnally said that. He said, Kristen Meyer's Dowling club, they defend you very well, and they've all bought into it, and they're going to have trouble. They've been having trouble shooting as of late. I know the win Friday night over Marshalltown maybe throw that game out, but they've had trouble shooting against good defensive teams, and they've already played Centennial once. They'll play them at the end of the regular season, and that was a night that they kind of showed all their flaws. And so they're really concerned about shooting and getting an open look tonight against the Dowling girls' defense.
And if there's one thing we've seen over the course of this season is the frustration that the Dowling girls' defense possesses on teams, and if that is something that's been struggling for them over this year, this is going to be a big challenge for them tonight. But again, they certainly have some girls who can play this game, and rated 12th on the year, they're going to be a formidable opponent for the Maroons. All
right, you're listening to the pregame show. We're here at Ankeny High School and the Ankeny gym. It's Dowling and Ankeny. And we'll come back with starting lineups as teams are out warming up. And we're going to start right on time at 6:15 here in the CIML in one of our games. We'll talk about some of the other games going on when we return with this timeout. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale, and Jennifer Phelps is our studio producer. And you're listening to the pregame show before tonight's Ankeny Dowling girls and boys basketball games here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo as we get set for game one, Dowling and Ankeny. Here in Iowa Catholic Radio, a pair of top 12 teams going at it in Class 5A. Dowling girls come in with a record of 13-1. They're ranked 5th. What we think is the final rankings before the seedings come out for girls regionals will be this Thursday. So Dowling ranked 5th. They're probably going to get a top number 1 seed in their region, Jimmy. And Ankeny hoping for one. They're ranked 12th. That's good enough for a 2 seed. Their record's 10-4, and if things work their way, they have games left against number 13, Waukee Northwest, at Waukee Northwest this coming Friday. Then they're at Fort Dodge and home against Mason City next week. So if things work out, this team and Drew McAnally's team for Ankeny could sneak into a top seed, if a number 8 or a 7 seed if things work out.
It's a race to the finish when you look at the seeding, especially looking at this week, later this week, it coming out. You just got to keep your head down and continue to fight each game because one little slip up can drop you 2 or 3 to 4 rankings points, or spots, which can be pretty detrimental to either a home game or a high second seed team. Certainly just keep your head down, race to the finish, and then let the chips fall where they may.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight. And we'll start with the visitor from Dowling Catholic in their maroon uniforms with white numbers. The head coach is Kristen Meyer in her 6th year at Dowling, 101 wins, 27 losses. And she's assisted by Joel Danner and the young lady standing right in front of us, Audrey Faber. And the Maroons will start this lineup. That one at point guard, it's Ava Zedeker, 5'9" freshman, averaging 14.5 points, leads the team in points and made threes with 30. She'll wear number 13. The other guard is Julia Moore, 5'4" junior, averaging 7 points. Boy, as she came on here in the last couple weeks. Leads the team with 32 steals, and Julia wore number 21. And the third guard is a freshman, Layla Tritton, at 5'8", averaging 5.5 points. And in the mix with 12 made threes on the season. And she'll wear number 45. And at one forward, Lauren Frericks, 5'10" junior, averaging 6.5 points on the season, has 12 blocks. She'll wear number 25. And the center, first in the state in Class 5A rebounding with 179. And the next rebound will be the all-time record at Dowling. That's Emma Gipple, a 5'10" senior, averaging 10.5 points. Leads the team in rebounds, steals, and blocks. And Emma will wear number 23. So it'll be Zedeker, Moore, and Tritton, the three guards, along with Gipple and Frericks in the post. Dowling comes in averaging 52.5 points on offense, and they give up 37.5 points on defense. They're ranked 5th with a record of 13-1. And now for the home team. And the Hawkettes have only lost one game at home this year. Their record is now 10-4. They're ranked 12th in Class 5A. Head coach is Drew McAnally in the 6th year. 57 wins, 63 losses, assisted by Gary Birdwell, Seth Haggerty, Cole Engel, and Amanda Kitzenball. And they will start this lineup. At point guard, number 5, Jenna Pitts, a 5'9" junior, leads the team in points, averaging 12 a game, and in assists, 3.5 a game. And in steals with 40, Pitts will wear number 5. The other guard is Caitlin Anderson, a 5'8" senior, averaging 3 points, 4 rebounds. She'll wear number 4. The third guard is Savannah Gage, a 5'10" freshman, averaging 10.5 points. Second in the state in free throw percentage with just under 91%. She'll wear number 10. The fourth guard is Carson Jacks, a 5'6" sophomore, leads the team in rebounding with 5 a game and 10.5 points. And the fifth guard is Jaden Filling, a 5'6" senior, averaging 7 points, 2.5 rebounds. And again, it'll be Anderson, Pitts, Gage, Jacks, and Filling, the 5 starters for Ankeny, averaging 55 points on offense, 37 points on defense. All right, those are starting lineups for tonight. We'll take a break, come back. But first, a word from, I'll get our pregame prayer from, and of course, a word from Dr. Dan Ryan. And we'll come back with tip-off, Dowling and Ankeny from the Ankeny Gym here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is a Young Catholic Minute. Is the Eucharist really Jesus? Not to demean the faith of others, but actually, if you say you're a Christian, then there's no reason not to believe in the Eucharist. At the Last Supper, Jesus told his apostles, "This is my body." He didn't say, "This is a symbol." And in John 6, when Jesus says, "The bread that I give is my flesh for the life of the world," a lot of people refuse to believe. So what did Jesus do? Did he run after them and say, "Wait, I was just speaking symbolically"? Did he explain what he really meant to his disciples, as he had done nearly every time he told a parable? No. In fact, he asked his apostles if they were going to leave too. Jesus must have been pretty serious about his flesh being real food, if he was willing to part ways with some of his closest friends over the matter. For more Young Catholic Minutes, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Ryan Andrew, and I'm the chaplain at Dowling Catholic High School. Let us pray for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask you to bless all those involved in this athletic competition tonight. We ask that you keep them safe, and that they all show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord, amen. All holy men and women, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Hey, welcome back to the Ankeny Gym. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, as we get set for Dowling and Ankeny here tonight in a girl-boy basketball doubleheader. As we have some of the pregame ceremonies going on, it is senior night here at Ankeny, and we will join our national anthem here in one moment. But we're getting set for the tip-off, and right now let's join our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And our national anthem being performed here before tonight's game at Ankeny High School. Senior night for the Ankeny Hawkettes alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, and Coach. We're about set for tip-off, and we mentioned in the pregame a little bit, Emma Gipple about ready to set the Dowling record for rebounds with their first offensive or defensive rebound. What are some of the keys you see tonight before we tip it off?
Well, you look for the Maroons, certainly defending Ankeny's top three, Pitts, Gage, and Jax. Certainly are the three guards that seem to be very similar players on the stat sheet. The other keys continue to take care of the ball. Driving hard to the basket has been a recipe for success for the Maroons. And lastly, Emma Gipple. I mean, you really don't know if Ankeny has an answer for her. If Emma comes out and plays like she can certainly dominate this game for Ankeny. Defend Dowling's drive to the basket. They certainly, that's what they like to do, and so you got to defend that. Force them to shoot unconventional shots. Be patient. Don't get frustrated. We've seen time and time again the opponents for the Maroons getting frustrated based on Dowling's defense. And finally, force Dowling into turnovers. Ankeny handles the ball very, very well. If they can force Dowling into turnovers and get some extra possessions, certainly can stay in this game throughout the entire night.
Well, I mentioned who will jump for a five-guard offense for Ankeny. Well, it'll be their point guard. Jenna Pitts will jump it up against Lauren Frericks, who jumps center for Dowling. We're underway. Dowling wins the tip as Frericks tips it to Layla Tritz, and Dowling with the basketball as they go left to right in front of us towards the south basket here at the Ankeny Gym, and this will be a game of defense. Both teams can get after it, and looks like Ankeny opens up in the zone here as we sit courtside from the baseline angle here, Jimmy.
Certainly, it's a smart defensive move. Force Dowling to shoot the perimeter and see if they can hit their shots tonight.
Maroons get the ball inside to Gipple, and she loses it immediately, and it's slapped away eventually. And now Ankeny with the turnover, and Dowling now back on defense. Maroons will play man-to-man. It'll be Anderson, Caitlin Anderson, Pitts, Gage, Jax, and Filling. The five on the floor for Ankeny. Hawkettes now down the lane. A shot off the glass too strong, no good by Carson Jax. Rebound Dowling. And Julia Moore. Moore down the lane. Leaves it for Tritton. Her shot underneath, no good. Offensive rebound and put back, no good by Gipple. And she just breaks the Dowling record right there with that rebound. And now we got a whistle and a foul in the backcourt on the Maroons. They'll call it on Julia Moore.
Well, I think Emma Gipple would certainly want that basket back more than the rebound, knowing that she's going to get it. But she's right there where she's always been, is to help her team out and get those rebounds when the shot goes up, and that's exactly where she was.
Perfect place, perfect time, and Emma did get the rebound, but couldn't finish the shot. So it's no score right now. Dowling and Ankeny here in this girls' contest. Boys to follow. We'll have tonight on Iowa Catholic Radio. Have them both. It's now in the lane. A shot blocked by Zedeker, and the ball is out of bounds, and it'll be Ankeny basketball, poked away by Savannah Gage, the 5'10 freshman battling the other freshman, Zedeker. That'll be a matchup to watch. Two youngsters that'll be around in this league for a while.
Certainly a great matchup. Looks to take the ball to the basket when she can, and Ava has done a great job guarding the guards as they penetrate.
All right, here's Gage right in front of us on the baseline. And I'll step back three, up and no good. Rebound slapped around, tipped away by Carson Jacks of Ankeny, and we got a jump ball as Frericks is tied up with Jaden Filling. It'll be Ankeny possession. Again, the Hawks with Filling, Jacks, Gage, Pitts, and Caitlin Anderson, the 5 on the floor. You get Mr. Vanderau to move, that'd be appreciated.
How about the fans coming up and asking for a pin?
I love it. They asked you. They knew better than ask me. You didn't look like you were doing anything, that's why. It's a shot in the lane, no good by Carson Jacks. Rebound Dowling Zedeker with it in the front court. Corner three by Frericks is good, and the Maroons lead it 3-0. So with 5:45 in the first quarter, we have our first 3 points, and that is by Dowling's Lauren Frericks.
Their three-man weave has been very dangerous throughout the year. You know, they penetrate, hitting the basket hard. As defense collapses, they find the open girl in the corner, and the girls have hit that time and time again throughout the year.
You're going to have somebody come up to you and ask you where to park here in a minute, Jimmy, so beware. Ankeny with the ball. Dowling leading by 3-0. And in the lane, this is Caitlin Anderson spins, is cut off by Gipple, and now we got 3 seconds in the lane, says Brian Gibson, veteran official in the CIML and his crew. Brian Gibson, Greg Metz, and Brandon May are 3 officials tonight. Brian's a veteran guy in this league and in football, and pretty good guy too, if you ask me.
Saw him the other night, went to the Grandview Christian game, and he was doing that game, and he's well-controlled official, one of the better ones certainly in this area, and it's nice to have those officials around as we need them so badly.
Yeah, and I can tell you that the crew he's with, this is a young crew, so he's one of the veterans with it, and they're going to look to him and his knowledge. Now Dowling with the ball. Gipple thought about a spin move. Leaves it for Tritton, top of the key for 3. Good! Layla Tritton with her first 3 tonight, and Dowling up 6-0 over Ankeny here in the first quarter with 4:40 remaining.
Emma Gipple just creates other girls' shots by the way she takes the ball to the basket and draws so many people to guard her that she just finds open girls and gets everybody into the game as the time goes on.
There's Jacks for 3. It's no good, and we got a whistle and a loose ball foul on the Hawks. So they're going to whistle a foul on Savannah Gage, the 5'10 freshman guard for Ankeny. And we've got a foul each on each team as Julia Moore has Dowling's only foul, and Moore will sit down, and we'll see the freshman Marin Heller check in for the first time tonight for Dowling, 5'4 freshman, and averaging just over 4 points and 78% free throw shooter. Ankeny has 2 free throw shooters. One is off the bench, that first and second in the state in free throw percentage, so you got to like that. All right, Dowling with the ball. Here's Tritton down the lane. Uncontested, throws up a shot off the back iron, no good. Ball slapped around, and Tritton gets her own rebound. To Frericks, top of the key, it goes to Zedeker. Zedeker's Ankeny, looks like they stay in that man. Yeah, they did go back to man, and a shot is up and no good by Zedeker as she went down. Rebound Ankeny. And now down court, here's Gage's shot, blocked by Zedeker, and she gets the rebound. The 2 freshmen dueling it out, and Ava comes out on top. Long 3 up and no good. Dowling in transition as Tritton missed the 3. Rebound Ankeny and Jenna Pitts. 3:30 remaining. Dowling up 6-0. And now the ball sucked out of bounds by Tritton as the Hawkettes get it underneath that Caitlin Anderson, who has it slapped away. Jimmy?
You certainly, if you're the Dowling girls, you love the pace of the play. This is what they thrive in, is the up-and-down play. If they can keep Ankeny out of the zone and continue to go man, it certainly plays right into their hands.
Hawkettes will inbound the ball. This is Savannah Gage. It's on the left wing to Jacks. As the Hawkettes now with the substitution, Jasmine Moser, the true post player for the Hawkettes in the lineup, 6-foot junior, averaging 3.5 points. And now In the lane, a shot up and good by Jenna Pitts. So Pitts shoots and scores Ankeny's first basket at the 3:05 mark.
Nice running jumper by Pitts right in the middle of the lane. Tough shot to do, but she did it pretty well.
Zedeker, top of the key, no good. Offensive rebound, Gipple, and then she leaves it out in the corner as the outlet pass goes to Heller. She missed the three, but rebounded by Dowling. Maroons with a third opportunity here in this possession with 2:45 left in the quarter. 6-2 Dowling. Heller kicks it back out in the corner, and that is Tritton. A nice head fake and a shot and basket good. She went right around Caitlin Anderson.
Fantastic play by Layla Tritton. You know, the girls are, Ankeny Hawkettes are waiting for them to shoot the three. She does a nice pump and fake, hard baseline drive, and converts.
Now in the lane all the way down is Jenna Pitts, their true point guard, who also jumps center at the start of games, and she draws the foul, and Heller picks up the foul for Dowling, her first. Other games going on in the CIML tonight. We didn't mention this in our pregame, but it's Valley is at Mason City. Southeast Polk at Fort Dodge as the free throw is good by Jenna Pitts. Other games as Waukee Northwest at number 6 Roosevelt. That's a number 13 versus number 6 game in the girls' game. Number 1 Ames boys at Lincoln tonight. Yankee Centennial at East. Urbandale at Hoover in the Battle of Aurora. And Marshalltown at North, Waukee at Ottumwa, and Johnston with the night off in girls and boys basketball. And all these games were girl boy doubleheaders. Tipping off at 6:15. Second free throw good by Pitts. She has all 4 of Ankeny's points. Dowling leading 8-4. Now Frericks goes underneath. Lisa for Gipple, and her shot off the glass good. You know, Frericks got cut off on the baseline, the right block, and now a ball slapped away in the back court. And Ankeny comes back on top, but Frericks went down too far and found Gipple with the other slot on the right block and scored.
It looked really easy on the offensive end. I'm not sure how long the Hawkettes can stay in a man-to-man when their zone is a little more effective.
Here's a long three. It's up and no good by Carson Jacks, rebounded by Dowling. Tritton with the rebound. Hands it off to Zedeker. Minute 40 remaining in the first quarter. Dowling 10 and Ankeny 4. A long three by Zedeker, no good after she had a nice move on the freshman Gage for Ankeny. Now a long three, no good by the Hawkettes. They're settling for threes. Offensive rebound and put back up and good off the glass by Jasmine Moser.
Just getting positioned underneath the basket. Ankeny did a heck of a job blocking the Dowling girls out. Gets the rebound and goes up uncontested on an easy layup.
Now here's Tritton down the right side. Puts up a shot. No good. Overshot the backboard. Rebound out to Ankeny. This is Pitts in the front court. Guarded by Heller. They work the right block. And Moser once again, her shot up and no good. Didn't have the best angle to use the glass. Rebound Dowling and Zedeker with 50 seconds left in the quarter. Dowling by 4 in the basketball. Heller with it. Works the right side. Now at the right elbow. Kicks over in the corner. Tritton for 3. Up and no good. And the rebound Ankeny. And that is Jaden Filling with the rebound. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Year from now, we'll be saying, is this a 2-for-1? Depends on what the shot clock is. Is it going to be a 30 or 35? Talking with the legendary coach here, assistant coach at Ankeny, and he says, I don't know what they're going to do. Now a shot in the lane, no good. Pitts forced the shot right over Heller, and that was tremendous defense by Marin and forced an air ball. And it'll be Dowling basketball with 13 seconds left. Chance for the final shot by Dowling. Maroons lead 10-6 as Julia Moore back in for the Maroons. These are for Zedeker on Maroons on the little dribble weed. Here's Moore on the left side, and bodies collide, and Moore ran right into the Ankeny defender, and that was number 25, Jasmine Moser, out of bounds. They say it went off of Julia's leg. 2 seconds remaining, and Ankeny 3/4 to go. Here's Pitts with it, and her shot is blocked as we come to the end of the first quarter here, Jimmy, with the score. Ankeny 10, or rather Dowling 10, Ankeny 6, and it'll be possession, I believe, to Dowling when we start the second quarter. We'll take a break here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Golden Rule Heating and Cooling. Since 1999, Golden Rule Heating and Cooling has been supporting customers with their rules to live by: respect, understanding, loyalty, expertise, and service. GoldenRulePHC.com.
And we're back here at the Ankeny High School Gymnasium. Tuesday night, girls and boys basketball here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. It's Dowling and Ankeny, and we start the second quarter with Dowling leading 10-6 over the Hawkettes. Maroons did not attempt a free throw in that first quarter, and Ankeny was 2 for 2 at the line. Dowling starts the second quarter with the basketball. They get it down to Zedeker. Out to Moore for three. Good. Julia Moore has found her stroke from the outside, and she hits her first three of the night, and the Maroons up by 7, 13-6, the largest of the night.
Certainly shooting the ball well over the last couple of weeks, Julia Moore has. And, Ankeny's playing a heck of a job playing man-to-man defense into the paint on Dowling's dribble weave, which is giving the open shot on the threes. The girls took 7 3-pointers. That's their 8 3-pointers in this early game, which is a lot of 3-pointers for the Dowling girls.
All right, Julia Moore picks up her second foul. And now Coach Drew McAnally points out to the officials they got some kind of moisture down underneath the Dowling basket. So we're shooting free throws in front of us, which is the Ankeny basket, so delay on the far end of the court. We're on the north side of the gym, by the way. That's south. We're on the baseline. We're on the baseline next to Coach Miss Mashad, our trainer, outstanding trainer. When she tells you a kid's not ready to play sophomore football and he's injured, you got to believe her.
I do.
Quit arguing with her.
She's been fantastic helping Coach Lark, Sarah Mashad, who was a student trainer here at one time, and I remember that. And she stepped in and has done a fantastic job for our training staff.
And, of course, her brothers covered their basketball games here, Andrew and Nick, I believe. I'm going back here. Is it Nick and Andrew? Yeah. So, yeah, it's good to see Sarah here. Second free throw good by Jax. That's her first points of the night. And Dowling with the basketball, leading 13-8. 5-point Dowling lead underway here in the second quarter. Almost played a minute. Got the moisture or whatever was on the floor taken care of. Here's Gipple isolated in the right block. Turns with the left hand, shot up and short. Nice defense done that time by Carson Jacks, who defended Emma Gipple.
We talked about unconventional shots, and Ankeny is certainly forcing unconventional shots by Dowling. Very unorthodox left-handed shot by Emma. Certainly worked her way down to the post, but does a little bit of forcing to the basket and force a left-handed shot.
All right, Caitlin Anderson underneath, working against Gipple. Her shot up, no good. Rebound, Gipple, as she continues to pile on the Dowling record as she broke it here in the first minute of the ball game. All-time leading rebounder for the Maroons. Now Dowling gets the ball down court. Tritton loses it on the reverse pass. Stolen away by Ankeny. And here's Carson Jacks in the front court. In the corner it goes to Pitts. Won't shoot it. Now they play pass on the perimeter. And they give it to Pitts top of the key. Guarded by Heller. Down the lane. Shot up and no good. Didn't have a good look at the basket. Rebound Dowling. And now they get it out to Zedeker. Zedeker one-on-one. Down the lane. Shot off the glass. Too strong. Rebound Anderson. And the loose ball foul on Dowling.
Nice take by Ava Zedeker. That's something she's been doing well over the last few weeks, taking the ball to the basket on transition. Just a little bit hard on that. Those will seem to go down as the game goes on, but certainly the defensive effort by Ankeny is showing in this early game.
Ankeny was in zone early. They went to a man, and Dowling all of a sudden now has their fourth foul. 2 on Moore. She's on the bench for the Maroons. Ferricks picked up that last one, and Heller has a foul. Ankeny with just one team foul, and that's on the freshman, Savannah Gage. Hawkettes with the basketball right in front of us. They're in their home white uniforms with maroon numbers, gold trim. Corner three, no good by Caitlin Anderson. Rebound Dowling. Zedeker with it. In the corner goes to Frericks, and she can't handle the pass. Out of bounds to Ankeny. So the Maroons getting a little careless here. Empty possessions for Dowling starting to mount.
Certainly there's a little bit of frustration going on with Coach Meyer. I think, she knows the potential of her team, at this point in the year. Just some unforced errors, and that's what Dowling has done throughout the year. 210 turnovers on the year is a pretty big number, and I think that's something that Coach Meyer would love to see get better as these games move on.
Ankeny with the basketball. Here is Jaden Filling with it. Out to Jenna Pitts, and we've got a timeout called by the Hawkettes of Ankeny. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 5 minutes, 12 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Dowling 13, Ankeny 8 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo tonight, Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer. Boy, this guy wants directions.
I tell you, we have these seats where we're going to see everybody we know. At some point, somebody's going to offer me a popcorn, which I can't wait. But
yeah, I know that. I can't wait for that either. Now, the guy that just walked by here, Coach Brown, he knew what was going on. But then his wife behind him said, "Why am I with him tonight? Do I have to sit by him? Can I sit with you guys?" I know. So that's we got that going on. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, and Mercy One. We appreciate their support of Iowa Catholic Radio's coverage of Dowling Catholic girls and boys basketball this winter. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Ankeny with the basketball out of the timeout. We got a loose ball. We got a foul called on Heller, and before the shot, they say. So that'll be Marin's second foul. So both Heller and Moore with 2 fouls. And we may see more of Coach Meyer's bench tonight. We've already seen Marin Heller in there, and they're going to leave her in now with 2 fouls.
Dowling moving around some of their defensive players, trying to get Marin Heller on somebody who's maybe a little less aggressive to protect her fouls.
She's guarding Savannah Gage, the freshman. So freshman on freshman. Now Gage goes to the basket. Her shot off the glass, good. She went right around Tritton and right over Gipple. And a nice move by the freshman. Gage with her first 2 points, and it's a 3-point Dowling lead, 13-10 with 4:45 left, second quarter. Here's Heller down the lane, her shot up, and a blocking foul called on Ankeny. And Heller will go to the line.
It's so hard to let girls know that, hey, you got to slow up a little bit, protect your fouls, and it's hard when you're that aggressive. And Marin does such a nice job of taking the ball to the basket, handling the ball like she does, and she was really close to picking up her third foul with the charge, but just out of position was Ankeny.
Maroons will inbound the ball as throwing it in is Dowling underneath the Gipple with the left hand. Shot off the glass, good. Emma Gipple with the basket as Macy Downing in there now. She replaced the Heller on that last dead ball, and we're going to see Ellie Olson check in. So Gipple with her 4th point, 15-10, Dowling by 5. Hawkettes with it. They lob it inside to a guard, and that's Carson Jacks. And now underneath, off-balance shot, good. That's Carson Jacks shooting, scoring. She gave the ball up, then got it back for her 4th point.
Doing such a nice job taking the ball to the basket. You would think Emma Gipple has the advantage with the strength that she has, but Ankeny's doing just a nice job taking the ball to the basket and taking it right at her.
All right, Zedeker takes the ball to the basket. Her shot up and leaves it short off the glass, no good from the right side. Rebound Hawkettes as Zoe Shadvervan checks in, a 5'11 junior. Now corner 3, no good by Gage for Ankeny. Rebound Dowling, here's Zedeker. Lobs underneath the Gipple. A head fake, a shot off the glass too strong. Fight for the rebound, and Ankeny comes away with it. Now a steal by Frericks in the backcourt. Turnover Ankeny. Frericks to the basket. Her shot is no good. Might have been partially blocked. And the rebound Ankeny. Now a run out by the Hawkettes, and they'll go all the way down court. Layup is good by Savannah Gage, and a timeout Dowling. So Gage with her 4th point. The lead is 1, and this will be a full timeout. We'll take one with them. 3:17 left, second quarter. Dowling 15, Ankeny 14, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever noticed that the world associates fanaticism with religion? But G.K. Chesterton says that the strangest fanaticism that fills our time is the fanatical hatred of morality, especially of Christian morality. It is the irreligious who are fanatical in their hatred of religion. They hate religion because religion is the only basis for morality. They hate morality because it is clear. and they prefer things to be vague. Vague to the point where they can call wrongs rights. But we cannot call something a right when it defies God's laws. We can only call it a sin, because all rights come from God, and God is not going to break his own laws. Neither should we. Want more than a minute? Visit our website, chesterton.org.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym, northwest corner. So, folks, if you need directions, the young man, and, well, I wouldn't say young, it's middle-aged guy on the end of the table, he will give you directions. You need a seat. That's you, Mr. Cataldo, as we are courtside baseline right here, and Dowling with a 1-point lead. And the basketball.
I am. I'm part radio and part security.
Yes. Well, I don't know about
seat.
The security part. We'll find out. Dowling with the ball out of bounds. Here's Gipple, inside pivot, shot off the glass, good. The basket will count, and the foul is on Zoe Shadravan of Ankeny.
Certainly,
her first.
Certainly, that becomes what you would like to see out of the Dowling girls is to work the ball down low, as Emma Gipple did, but this time not putting up an unconventional shot, working it around to her dominant hand right, and making it a very easy layup, because her strength gets her so much position down on the block that she just has to trust that tonight.
So Gipple, a chance for an and one here. She has 6 points tonight. Free throw good. 7 points for Emma. And she leads Dowling in scoring. It's 18-14. Dowling's lead back to 4. Maroons have led by as many as 7 here in this first quarter. Ankeny is yet to lead tonight. Hawkettes with it. Right to left in front of us. They're running their offense against Dowling's man-to-man. Top of the key, here's Jax. A little ball exchange to Shadravan. They work the left corner. This is Kendra Lewis, a 5'4 junior, dribbles baseline. Shot blocked. Blocked by Gipple. Leads the team in blocks. She gets one there, and Dowling running the other way. As Zedeker with it. It's Zedeker. Julia Moore playing with 2 fouls. Lauren Frericks also in there. Ellie Olsen just checked in, 5'9 freshman. Underneath, the shot off the glass, good. The basket will count. And a foul on Ankeny. That's Layla Tritton getting loose. That's her 7th point.
Took the ball hard to the basket as you want them to do. You're doing all night. Strong with her left hand. Finishes on the foul and tremendous take to the basket by Layla Tritton.
So Pitts picks up the foul. That's Jenna's first for the Hawkettes. And the free throw coming good by Tritton. So Layla with 8 points. Leads Dowling in scoring. Emma Gipple with 7 points, 5 points, or rather 3 points for Julia Moore. Zedeker has yet to score. And I think I mentioned Frericks with 3 points and Julia Moore with 3 points, the lone field goals. 21-14, Dowling by 7. So all of a sudden it goes from a 2-point game to equaling Dowling's largest lead here in the first half. Under 2 minutes to play here in the half. And pull-up jumper by Filling is good, just inside the right elbow. Jaden Filling with her first 2 points. Comes in averaging 7 for the Hawkettes.
She's a nice shooter. You look at her three-point shooting percentage, 42%. So hitting the shot from the elbow is pretty conventional for her and knocks it down.
Filling, one of 2 seniors on this Ankeny team, and the senior night activities will be between games tonight as the Ankeny boys seniors, which there's 13 of, and the 2 girls senior basketball players will all be introduced between games, so we'll have a delay before the start of the boys contest tonight here at Ankeny. Now corner 3 by Zedeker, in and out, no good. Ball slapped around by Gipple, now fielded by Ankeny. Now here's a run out all the way down court as Gage, her shot up and no good. Zedeker hustled back, rebound Frericks, and what a play by Zedeker, just to hustle to contest that shot.
Ankeny's trying to set up their zone, and they were a little off the communication, leaving Tritton wide open for the shot. But the run-out miss, Ankeny back into the zone defense.
21-16 Dowling. Brings work it to Gipple. She's triple teamed on the right block, and now down the lane is Tritton as she finds Gipple with the pass. Her shot no good. Ball slapped around, and Gipple comes away with it. Picks it up, and now she loses it as Mosier pokes the ball away, and Ankeny has it with 30 seconds remaining in the half. This is Jenna Pitts, Dowling 21, Ankeny 16. At halftime, we'll visit with Dowling head boys basketball coach Clay Thielking. Talk about his weekend as the Maroons losing at number 1 Ames on Saturday afternoon by 5 points after beating Southeast Polk Friday night. So we'll catch up with Coach Still King with that. Hawkettes holding for the final shot. 8 seconds remaining. This is Pitts coming off a ball screen. Pull-up jumper up, off the mark, no good. Slapped up and no good. Rebound Gipple. And we go to halftime with Dowling leading 21-16 over over Ankeny as they outscore them. Dowling outscores Ankeny 11-10 in that second quarter to lead here at halftime 21-16. And it was a game that started out slow. Maroons got up 7 early, and then here comes Ankeny back, and they hung around, got out of that zone defense and went to man-to-man and got Dowling a little bit of foul trouble with Heller and Moore in foul trouble for the Maroons with 2 each.
Certainly the Hawkettes defense has caused a little bit of troubles with the Maroons, but it's something that we pointed out early in the game, that this is a type of a team that would cause Dowling some issues. They just got to keep their heads down, focus on their shot selection, which they've had some really nice shots at the basket. Several of them have not gone down. Some unconventional shots, but that's certainly going to come around. But Emma Gipple picking up her school record-breaking rebound with the 7-minute 28-second mark of the first quarter, puts that one in the bank. But I have her for 7 rebounds in the first half.
All right, congratulations to Emma Gipple, is the all-time leading rebounder now at Dowling Catholic High School. Needed that 1 rebound in that first minute to accomplish that. Congratulations to her. Breaks a record that was held by Ashley Ferrickson back in 2000 to 2003 era at Dowling. We'll take a break, come back with the head boys basketball coach, and that's Clay Fieldking. Halftime score, Dowling 21, Ankeny 16, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
I thought you said we were going clubbing for our anniversary.
Oh, we are. Ah, yes. Here it is.
The phone.
Right. For the Challenger Club.
Do we need a reservation?
There's no reason to have reservations about helping Iowa Catholic Radio.
Are they DJing or something?
It's the soundtrack to holiness. And the Challenger Club helps by challenging other Iowa Catholic Radio listeners to give during the Carathon.
Great. Just one more question.
Yeah?
What about our anniversary?
Oh, call 515-223-1150 to join the Challenger Club today.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeus. Here at halftime of the girls' contest, Dowling 21, Ankeny 16, alongside Jimmy Cataldo. I'm Mark Amadeus. Clay Fieldking joins us, Dowling boys basketball coach. Welcome, Coach. We got upgraded seats. We had too much. Well, first of all, we were going to be on the scorer's table, and then there was complaints from some of your coaching staff about my color guide during the Valley game, so they moved us over here, and now we're baseline in the northwest corner. And the guy that got the most complaints is now giving directions to people. Somebody wanted to borrow a pen. Where can I park? And can I sit next to that person? So we have Usher, Jimmy Cataldo, with me tonight, Coach. And you know that because you coach his son. His son's in your program. So
yeah, high maintenance.
Very
high maintenance
very,
family.
Thank goodness for the moms.
Yeah,
thank goodness for Jenny. And thank goodness for you being here. Thanks for finding us.
Yep. I had a hard time. I almost gave up on you, and I peeked around the court and saw you hidden over here.
The two guys behind us, Michael Connor and your assistant coach, Nick Wagner, these guys used to coach together. They've been heckling my partner tonight, just so you understand what we've been going through down here on courtside. But, Coach, what a weekend. Snapped a 3-game losing streak against Southeast Polk Friday night, and then Saturday you take on the number 1 team in the state at their place in Ames and played them to a 5-point game. And you know, I think you can ask a lot out of your team how they play. We know one thing, they competed, but they competed well after a slow start, held to 3 points by a very fine Ames team at the end of the first quarter. The kids rallied and fought hard down the stretch.
They did. Yeah, quick turnaround for both teams, so it was pretty ugly. Took our guys a while to find their rhythm, especially offensively. Ames is just – it's a different animal with their length and athleticism, and we knew that going into it, and there's an adjustment period there where guys got to kind of figure that out. And it was ugly for that first quarter, but we settled down a little bit and clawed back into it, and took them down to the wire, and a couple of things go different ways. You never know how it'll end up, but yeah, great effort. We were proud of the guys, and I thought we took a step forward for sure.
Well, that's great. And then tonight, you take on a team you're only going to play once during the regular season. That's the Ankeny boys. They're Brant Carlson. They're 2 years removed from being state champs, and some of that team is back. I recognize Ryan Crandall, and so does Coach Cataldo from football, and Leo Aguirre, who transferred from Centennial to Ankeny, and of course off the bench. How about a guy who brings 10 points, 7 rebounds, leads the team in 11 blocks. Their quarterback, J.J. Cole, coming off the bench. And that's the Ankeny team that you face tonight. They're 10-2 and ranked in the top 10. So you only face them once, but what a matchup and what a challenge for your team tonight.
Great challenge. It doesn't get any easier. And, yeah, Brant's done a great job with these guys as usual. Really tough-minded kids, very physical. So we'll have to be ready to go, They guard you well. They share it offensively, and you're right. With Cole coming off the bench, he's a different kind of player that could be a load for us. That's one of our keys to make sure he doesn't have his way with us. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we're anxious to see how our kids respond.
You go back to the weekend and your game against Ames. Watching some of the pregame and watching most of the game. You look at that Ames team and how athletic they looked and how athletic they played, and you think, oh my goodness, can we just keep us into the game? And that's what your team did. And you look time and time again, Coach, that your teams are in about every game you played, and the record doesn't reflect that. But you go back and say, if we did this, or if we finished this quarter, or if we did something, our record could be easily flipped. So what are you emphasizing in practice? What are you guys doing in practice to really emphasize to these kids about finishing, playing 4 quarters, play the entire game, and let the chips fall where they may?
Yeah, fundamental things, the little things. We let some opportunities slip through our fingers throughout a game just because we get sloppy in certain areas, and it's not because of a lack of care or anything. It's just that I think sometimes we don't value the ball as much as we need to, and things of that nature. So it's just focusing on the little things. I understand that every possession matters, because you're right. Our games are going down to the wire. And those things add up. Those missed layups, those missed defensive assignments, those missed blockouts, they add up, and in close games, that's usually the difference.
Visit with Clay Fieldking, the Dowling boys basketball coach, before their game tonight as they take on Ankeny in Game 2 of our girl-boy doubleheader. Dowling girls leading 21-16 here at halftime from the Ankeny gym. And Clay, Coach DeVinny, who will not be here tonight, he had a second shot today, and he's having the after effects. He's doing fine, but he won't be here. So we may have to put up with Coach Cataldo here. We'll see how that works out. But he was saying the other night, he shared this with you. Okay, you went to your bench, you had kids in foul trouble second half. Who's going to be your scorer? Well, here's this kid that you talked about before Christmas, Davis Scheck, right out of Christmas break. He said, watch for him and watch for Jack Odie. They had a tremendous Christmas and New Year's break practices. And Davis is just shooting the lights out. He's knocked down about 5 threes here in the last couple games off the bench for you. It has provided that spark when you can rest some of your starters.
Yeah, I think he's found a comfort level. It's really hard as a reserve to come in, and if you only get a couple minutes, it's a lot to ask a kid to come in and make shots right away, knowing that they're probably going to be pulled pretty quickly. And I don't know if that's fair. And it takes a while to get used to that. And I think Davis, it just takes more game minutes to feel that comfort level. And we talked about that Southeast Bowl game where I thought that was the difference when him and Jack hit some threes. And obviously for Davis, that carried over to Ames, and he's a confident player. And that's a huge weapon for us off the bench now. Like, we need that, and we're really proud of how he's progressing.
Well, Drew Morrow, Charlie Stewart, Carson Brown, really like how they shoot the ball when they're not overly guarded. But off the bench, in your post players, Jalen Pettis now starting, Mata Brua coming off the bench. And, yes, they're taking advantage. They each get 5 fouls, but they're also scoring for you in the post, and that is a pleasant surprise for the rest that balances the rest of the group out.
Absolutely. They're scoring without forcing it. They're kind of understanding good shots versus bad shots for the most part. And we need that inside-outside balance. It's tough to be successful if you're one-dimensional. So that's important for us, for them to be able to do that, and also for them to have a defensive presence, which I think tonight's going to be especially important.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, appreciate you stopping by. Best of luck against Ankeny tonight. We'll look forward. You see our bird's eye view. If you need help on the baseline, let us know. Now, if Cataldo puts up number 2, I don't know what that means, and he doesn't know the play either.
I might ask you guys for some help. I'll be down here. By you.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Clay Fielking, the Dowling boys coach. We'll take a break. Halftime of the girls game, 21-16. Dowling leads Ankeny. Back with the second half in 1 minute on Iowa Catholic Radio.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
This universe of ours is a free universe. It is a universe of character making, of soul making. Almighty God has placed into our hands, think of it, the power to make ourselves saints or devils. It is up to us. There are some laws that we cannot disobey. For example, the law of gravitation and certain biological laws like circulation of blood. But in a moral universe, we are free either to obey the laws of God or to disobey them, just as we are perfectly free, for example, to obey the laws of health or to disobey them.
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel, 90.9 FM KLOX Creston.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. I want to thank Clay Fielking, the Dowling boys coach, for joining us. Underway here in the third quarter. Ankeny with the first possession, and they draw a foul. Zedeker picks up the foul for Dowling, her first, and free throws coming for the Hawkettes, and that's Carson Jacks at the line. She misses the first free throw. That is Ankeny's first miss at the line tonight. They are 4 for 4 at the line, now 4 for 5. And the second one is no good, and the rebound Dowling. And Coach Cataldo will get the first half stats here when we get a moment, as Dowling now with the basketball, and they're coming at us. They're right to left towards this north baseline, which is where we're at tonight on the northwest corner, next to the Dowling bench. Maroons going with their starting 5. It's Julia Moore, Ava Zedeker.
You saw Ankeny had a lot of success late in the first half with their zone defense, and that's what they started the third quarter with is a 1-2-2 zone, trying to get face guarding of Ava Zedeker when she gets the ball at the top of the key.
They get dribble penetration. Moore with the shot, no good. Offensive rebound once again for Gipple, and the Maroons keep the possession alive. They rotate the ball against the zone, and then they look inside to Gipple, and they might find a cutter. Tritton for 3, it's in and out, no good. Rebound, Julia Moore. So this will be the third possession for Dowling here in this set. Tritton for 3 again, same spot, good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Layla Tritton, her second 3 of the night.
Well, you look at Emma Gipple and Julia Moore keeping that possession alive by the blockouts that they have on the offensive rebounds. Either of those girls could have had the rebound because they had their position, and Layla sitting outside just looking to drain that 3.
Now Pitts in the lane, her shot is no good. Rebound Dowling, one and done is Ankeny. Dowling 24, Ankeny 16. Maroons with their largest lead of the night of 8 points here with 6:20 remaining. Gipple double team on the right block. Now finds an open Frericks for 3 right in front of us. Off the back iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, and the Hawkettes come away with it. This is Savannah Gage, the freshman. Leaves it for Jacks for 3 at top of the key. Good. Carson Jacks with her.
Nice rhythm shot by Jacks. Set up by Gage, taking the ball to the basket. And as the Dowling girls collapsed, Jacks is trailing the play and setting her feet at the top of the key. Uncontested 3, looked really smooth.
24-19, Dowling with the lead. 5:40 remaining here in the third quarter. Here's Zedeker with the ball on the left baseline, or right in front of us. To Moore, top of the key. 2-3 zone by Ankeny. Tritton on the other baseline, right corner. They flash Moore through the middle. Now underneath Tritton, her shot up, no good. And she wasn't very well squared there. And the rebound out to the Hawkettes. Here's Pitts with it, and she's fouled by Julia Moore. That'll be her third.
Started there with Layla Tritton just forcing the shot a little bit. She had position coming into the basket, but then kind of lost her feet a little bit and forced a layup. But getting the third foul with Julia Moore here early in the third quarter will put her on the bench for probably the remainder of this third quarter.
Hawkettes have the basketball as they go towards the south basket here at Ankeny High School. They've been great hosts tonight. Andy Umtham, the athletic director, and the basketball coaches. It's just tremendous environment. Nice little video board presentation before the game on their senior night. Here's a shot off the glass, no good by Jacks. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. Let's take a look at some of the quick scoring from the first half, Jimmy, if you would.
Sure. Dowling shooting 5 of 16 for the first half, 31%, and then 3 of 9 from the three-point range for 33%. 16 rebounds for the Maroons, and again, I had Emma Gipple with 7 of those. For the Ankeny Hawkettes, shooting 6 of 17 from the field, 35%, and didn't make a 3. 0 of 6 from the three-point arc, and 14 rebounds with just 2 turnovers. We talked about Ankeny's ability to handle the basketball. Just 2 turnovers is sort of what you expected out of
All right, Zedeker missed a corner 3, and then Ankeny with the rebound, and then Heller foul in the backcourt. That's her third, and we have a 30-second timeout called by Ankeny. We'll keep it here with 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Dowling 24, Ankeny 19. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo. I want to thank Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Mercy One for supporting our broadcast all season long. And let's take a look at some of the scoring from the first half for Dowling. The Maroons were led by Layla Tritton's 8 points at halftime, followed by Emma Gipple with 7 points, and then 3 points each for Julia Moore and Lauren Frericks. Ava Zedeker did not score for the Maroons in the first half. And right now, updated scoring. Maroons have 3 points here in this third quarter, and that was a three-pointer by Layla Tritton, who now has 11 points. For Ankeny, the Hawkettes had 5 players score in that first half as they went 4 for 4 at the free throw line. And 3 of those 5 players had 4 points. Jenna Pitts, Savannah Gage, and Carson Jacks, 4 points each. And then 2 points each for Jaden Filling and Jasmine Mosier. Only scoring for Ankeny here in the second half is Carson Jacks with a three-pointer. So she now has 7 points to lead Ankeny. And Jacks actually missed both free throws. So out of the timeout, Dowling with the ball, leading by 5. Tritton in the corner for 3, off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, Frerick. She saves it to Heller, who stays in with 3 fouls to Zedeker. Maroons will reset. 2-3 zone implored by Ankeny this whole second half. Long corner 3, no good, and a whistle and off, a loose ball foul on Gipple. So Emma will pick up her first foul of the night.
Yeah, certainly the 6th three-point attempt by Dowling here this half. But that's what's going to happen when you get a zone played against you. Girls like Lauren Frericks and Layla Tritton taking advantage of some open shots from the corner. And Layla's hit some down throughout the game. And she's just silent, 11 points right now, but she's finding her open shots on the corner.
Maroons, we got to find those zone busters, those shooters that'll be perimeter shooters. And Moore's on the bench. That is their dribble penetrator in most cases. And now a shot up in the lane, no good by Jacks. And we got a whistle and a pushing foul called on Tritton. And this will be Dowling's 15th foul here in the second half. So Layla picks up her first. And with 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining, Dowling by 5, but Ankeny with the basketball underneath their own basket. Dowling stays man-to-man. They've been in it the whole game. Down in the corners, Jacks won't shoot the 3. Goes underneath the basket. Leaves the pass for her teammate Kendra Lewis is in there. Underneath, a shot off the glass, good. That's Mosier. Jasmine Mosier, the 6-foot junior post player, with her 4th point.
Certainly a recipe that Ankeny's finding success with. The zone defense, which is certainly forcing Dowling to shoot the perimeter shots, which are not falling right now, and finding some openings down in the middle on the offensive side and converting.
24-21, Dowling by 3. Maroons looking inside to Gipple. They lob it up, and it's stolen away by Mosier. Mosier with the steal, and Ankeny with the ball. Handed off the pitch, she gets in the front court. Hawkettes with it. Here's Gage in the baseline. Can't find room. Kicks it back out. It's Jacks with it. Left wing. Now to Pitts. Dowling stays man-to-man. Now a long 3 coming for Jacks. Up and no good. Rebound Dowling and Gipple. And she boxed out Mosier there to get the rebound. Here's Zedeker with it in the front court. Here's Heller. Dribble weave, or dribble drive. She pulls up, won't shoot it. Dowling will run their offense against this like a little 1-2-2 here, Jimmy, or a 3-2 zone.
Gipple is certainly finding her position down in the block of the zone.
Now underneath, a nice pass to Frerichs, and then her pass over to Gipple. Right block to left block, and the shot by Gipple good, and she has 9 points. Well executed there by Dowling.
So if Dowling's a little bit more patient on offense, as I mentioned, Gipple's finding her positions, and if they just you wait for her to get set, she can get the ball about every possession down at the lower block.
Now Pitts, their leading scorer, goes into lane and tries to go around two players. Can't do it. She turns it over. Dowling with the ball. Here's Zedeker with it. Ava in the lane, running jumper up, and no good. A whistle and a foul before the shot on Ankeny. And this will be on Pitts, and that'll be her second. Team foul number. Got 1 or 2 in the second half on Ankeny. They got 1 on the board. Dowling with 5 team fouls. Timeouts. The Maroons have 4 left. Ankeny with 3 left. Here's Gipple with the ball. Backs in. Double team. Stolen away. Pitts with the steal down court. And now she's fouled from behind by Heller, and that might be her 4th. It is. They were trying to double team her, and they tried to double team Pitts, Jimmy, and Heller commits her 4th, and then I'll get Julia Moore back in with 3 fouls.
Certainly a decision that Coach Meyer has to make. And, do you put in Julia Moore with 3 fouls? Do you leave Heller in there, or do you even go deeper into your bench? You have Macy Downing, who's played a few minutes this game. She decides to go back with Julia Moore.
So Moore in the lineup for the Maroons, as is Ellie Olson. This is Ankeny underneath, shot up and no good by Mosier, and the rebound out to Dowling as a pass from Kendra Lewis to Mosier. Mosier couldn't finish the shot. Minute 15 remaining, third quarter. Dowling 26, Ankeny 21. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo on the baseline here at the Ankeny gym. Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer tonight on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll be back on the air Friday night for a girl-boy doubleheader. Senior night for Dowling. It's Waukee and Dowling for the second time this year. Now here's Olsen with it. Over to Zedeker. Brennan's being very patient against this. Call it a 2-3 zone. You can call it a 3-2 zone.
Right. Doing a nice job covering Emma Gipple in the middle with Mosier. Zedeker just really can't find an open shot right now that she likes. It's keeping her shut down.
All right, here's Moore, and that's one thing she can do is dribble penetrate when the seam presents itself in the zone. 25 seconds remaining. The Ankeny fans proud of their team and their defense. Dowling by 5 with 20 seconds left. It's Tritton with it, and she'll dribble it out top. So it's Tritton, Moore, Zedeker, along with Ellie Olsen. And now they get it inside to Frerichs. Her shot off the glass, good. They found the seam with a second left. And Dowling scoring. Nice ball movement. And they held the ball for just over a minute, Jimmy, in scoring with Frerichs, her 5th point.
The play was set up to double pick for Ava Zedeker to get her open into the corner. Well, what happened was they overplayed that, sent 2 girls out there, which left Emma Gipple open in the middle and converting a nice, easy layup.
Dowling outscores Ankeny 7-5 in the third quarter. It's 28-21. We've come to the end of the third quarter here at the Ankeny gym. Dowling with a 7-point lead. We'll return with the fourth quarter in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercyone.org.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym, underway in the fourth quarter. And we had a turnover against the Maroons on Dowling's first possession. Ball knocked out of bounds off the foot of a Maroon, and it'll be Ankeny with the first possession, or second possession, and their first of the fourth quarter. Dowling 28, Ankeny 21. And here's a running jumper, good. Jenna Pitts, a shot off the glass, good. That is her 6th point tonight. That is 28-23. Dowling's lead is 5. Maroons trying for the 4th win over Ankeny, 4th in a row in the series. That dates back to 2006. They're tied up at 13 each. That was before they went to one school. Now underneath, Gippel's pass to Ellie Olson, who gets the start here in the fourth quarter for the Maroons. Ellie couldn't handle the pass, and the ball moved out on the perimeter. Now here's Zedeker with it. So it's Zedeker, Frericks, Tritton, the 3 guards, along with Gippel, and the freshman Ellie Olson in the paint. Now here's Gippel underneath, leaves it for Tritton, won't shoot it against this 2-3 zone. Ankeny stayed with that zone the whole second half after mixing it up in the first half.
Certainly, if you're Coach Marr, you'd like to see them continue to work the ball around the perimeter. If they don't have an open shot, make this defense work a little bit, but they're stopping once the ball gets to the top, looking for Gippel getting position in the middle, which he's not able to get at this point because Ankeny has really changed up how they're defending the post in this zone.
And the one thing, and I know they worked on it during Christmas break, you don't see a whole lot of zone played by teams unless somebody's in foul trouble. I know we saw Chris Guess and Waukee Northwest play a zone. That was only because of foul trouble. Now there's a long 3, no good by Zedeker. Dowling finally gets the shot. It's no good, and the rebound to Ankeny. Hawkettes in the front court, trailing by 5. We're at the 6-minute mark. They lob it inside. This is Moser with it, going against Gippel. Can't get a shot off. Now to Jax. On the free throw line, here's Jax. She dribbles it out there. Pull-up jumper, good. Nice smooth shot by the sophomore Carson Jax, and that is her 9th point. And it's 28-26. Dowling's lead is now down to 2. And we get a moment here on the dead ball. We'll mention our statistics. We might be able to get it in during this possession, Jimmy, because we're not having a whole lot of shooting.
I think, what Coach Marr, she wants this team to get out of this zone, so she's pulling her guards back a little bit, forcing Ankeny to come out and guard to work the 5-second violation. And it is certainly a way you can get this teams out of the zone, is by bringing your offense out and forcing them to switch up the defense.
Now you're forcing a mismatch because Carson Jax at 5'6" is guarding Emma Gippel, and she's the young lady that'll be down underneath if Dowling does decide to dribble penetrate. Zedeker, Frericks, Tritton, Gippel, and Ellie Olson, the 5 on the floor for Dowling, and they are kind of spreading the court. Keeping an eye on the referee's hand if there is a count on. This is Frericks, top of the key. The Maroons playing catch on the perimeter. It's Frericks and Zedeker and Tritton, the 3 that are handling the ball, with Olson and Gippel in the paint, just kind of watching things.
Certainly, if Dowling's going to shift to this type of an offensive set, Marr and Heller would be nice to be able to handle the ball, but you can't get her in with 4 fouls right now.
Now Ankeny has went to man-to-man, and now Dowling recognizes that, and they'll run their offense. And now the pass goes off the foot, and now it's over and back of Ellie Olson. Turnover against Dowling, so it paid off, and Coach Drew McAnally has reduced this game some after the Maroons took about a minute and a half off the clock, and we'll have a timeout and a full timeout. So with 4:23 left, fourth quarter, Dowling 28, Ankeny 26. From the Ankeny Gym, we'll return here on Iowa Catholic Radio. All right, we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as Ankeny with the basketball, trailing by 2, and they go in the lane. A shot up and no good by Savannah Gage. Offensive rebound, Ankeny, and Moser comes away with it. 28-26. Dowling by 2 with under 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. That should have quite a finish between two teams. And a shot in the baseline, up and good.
Certainly not a position Dowling has been in very often. Tied up 28 all with 3:40 left in the fourth quarter. Ankeny back in their zone defense, which has caused a lot of issues for the Maroons. Now with the game tied, you can do one of two things. You can pull it out and force them to get back in that man-to-man, which Ankeny did the last possession, or continue to run your zone offense and try to get a good look here.
We're tied at 28 with that basket by Savannah Gage. Dowling with the ball. Now the Hawkettes back to the zone underneath the Gippel. Leaves it for Frerichs, back out to Julia Moore. Julia fakes the shot after dribble penetration, can't get it off, and the rebound or possession stays with Dowling. Maroons having trouble against this Ankeny zone. It's 2-3. We've watched it the whole second half, and we're 10 feet from it, Jimmy, and it's Drew McAnally's got to be proud of his Ankeny Hawkettes.
It's kept Dowling to just one shot the whole fourth quarter, and that was a 3, and which was a miss. They have yet to attempt a field goal, and we just turn over the ball.
Here's a steal. Carson Jack stole the ball away in the pass by Gipple. Tied at 28, 2:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Here's Jacks with it underneath. Picks up her dribble. Leaves it for Pitts, left wing. Beyond the three-point arc. Now Ankeny will run their offense against Dowling's man-to-man. So we saw a little zone in the first half by Ankeny. And then they went to man. Long three up and good. How about that? Jenna Pitts gives Ankeny its first lead of the night. 31-28 Hawkettes. 2
minutes left to go in the fourth. Maroons down 3, seeing how they're going to run their offense. Now with them being down in the game, they're going to have to go a little bit more attack mode.
Here's Zediker with it. Ava tonight held scoreless through 3.5 quarters. The Dowling freshman, the leading scorer, averaging 14.5. A long three in the corner, no good by Zediker right in front of us. Rebound Ankeny. Now the Hawkettes may hold the ball.
Ava is open on those shots. It's just the girls are just not finding her quick enough so that she can have a less contested shot. In that time, Ava was open. Pass came a little bit late, and they was contested on that shot.
All right, we'll keep it here with a minute 35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ankeny 31, Dowling 28 in this girls' top 12 matchup. The Ankeny Hawkettes with a record of 10-4. They're ranked 12th in Class 5A. Dowling's record is 13-1, and they're ranked 5th in Class 5A. Only time these two teams meet in the regular season is tonight here in Ankeny, and the Hawkettes are giving Dowling a battle. We've got some.
So you look at with a minute 35 left in the game, down 3 are the Maroons, sitting on 16 fouls. So the next foul that they give will force Ankeny into a 1-and-1. They have a couple girls that we talked about pregame who are really good free throw shooters, and that's Savannah Gage at 90% on the year, and then Kendra Lewis at 91%. So certainly there's some girls out there you don't want to foul, but others that you could probably take advantage of. Carson Jacks is just shooting 48% on the year, somebody that you can look to foul somewhere early in the possession being down 3.
All right, both teams back in the court. Ankeny has 1 timeout remaining. Dowling has 4 timeouts left. Minute 35 left. Ankeny inbounds the ball in the backcourt. Pressure in the backcourt by Zediker, who has no points and 1 foul tonight. David just found the shooting tough, and you can credit the Ankeny defense for that. Drew McAnally and his assistants, Gary Birdwell, Seth Haggerty, have done a great job now whistling a foul. This might be on Julia Moore, and we're going to see.
It is on Moore.
That's her 4th.
She fouled Carson Jacks, 48% shooter on the year. 1-and-1. The Maroons down 3, 31-28, minute 19 left.
All right, so Jacks to the free throw line. Carson is a 5'6" sophomore. Free throw no good. Rebound Gipple and Dowling. Maroons trail by 3 and have the basketball with minute 15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. As fans continue to arrive for the boys game. Here's Zediker to tie for 3. It's no good. Off the back iron. Ball slapped around. And safe from going out of bounds. Moore with it, and she steps on the baseline. Good defense that time by Jasmine Mosier of Ankeny, and it forced the turnover.
Certainly a good call, but Julia Moore right there for the save on the pass by Ankeny, trying to go to the baseline across and steps out.
Four-court pressure by Dowling as Heller back in for the Maroons with 4 fouls. As she defends Savannah Gage, who brought the ball across the timeline, and Ankeny with it. 50 seconds remaining. Dowling trailing by 3. Now here's a whistle and a foul on Ankeny against Dowling on Ankeny, and the Hawks will go to the free throw line for 1-on-1. Tritton with her second foul.
Mosier going to the line, 42% shooter, free throw shooter on the year.
So Dowling's fouling the right girls as far as the lower free throw percentages. Those rides a bucket. First free throw good. Looks like a 70% free throw shooter there. That is her 4th point make that her 5th point tonight for Jasmine Mosier. Second one up and good. That extends the Hawkette lead to 5. 33-28 will keep it here with 49 seconds remaining. And the Hawkettes trying to snap a 3-game losing streak to Dowling. The Maroons have won 11 of the last 12 meetings against Ankeny since the two schools split up here back in 2013. The Maroons have owned the series, but tonight, Coach Drew McAnally's team is hanging right around, and they're up 5 here, Jimmy, with 49 seconds remaining.
Good. It's been a great game plan for Ankeny tonight. Dowling with the ball with just under 50 seconds. Probably don't want to, shoot a 3 down 5. Try to get the ball inside. Try to get the ball to the basket. Cut this down to a 3-point game, and hopefully make it a free throw battle here late in the game when Ankeny does have a couple girls who do struggle at the free throw line, and see what happens here in the last 50 seconds.
All right, Dowling will inbound the ball as Julia Moore will inbound it to Ava Zediker. Marin Heller out there along with Emma Gipple. Ankeny stays in their zone. Here's Julia Moore with it. In the lane, shot up and no good, draws the foul. It'll be on Jasmine Mosier, and free throws coming for Julia Moore.
The offensive set was to pick for Ava Zediker into a elbow 3 shot, which didn't appear, but Julia Moore took the ball hard to the basket to her left.
Julia's first free throw good. She has 3 points in the first half. That's her first point of the second half, so Moore tonight with 4 points for the Maroons. 33-29 Ankeny. Second free throw no good. Rebound Ankeny and Carson Jackson. A foul in the backcourt on Dowling immediately with 34 seconds to go.
Foul was on Emma Gipple on that. That's Dowling's 9th foul, so still in a 1-and-1 situation. Next foul will be a double bonus, but 1-and-1 for Ankeny.
So Gipple with the foul. Frericks will check in for Heller. Ankeny by 4, and free throws coming for Carson Jacks. Again, a 48% free throw shooter. Front end of a 1-and-1. It's up and good. She missed the first front end of a 1-and-1, but made this one. Jacks tonight with 10 points. Second one up and good. 11 points for Carson Jacks. She goes 2 for 2 there. 35-29. Ankeny by 6. Maroons on the perimeter. Here's Frericks for 3. She tries to bank it in off the glass. No good. Rebound Zediker. 19 seconds remaining. Zediker for 3. It's no good. And a rebound Ankeny. In the front court is Pitts. And Dowling will have to foul immediately to force Ankeny underneath. And now they work it inside. They get it to Moser. And it's stolen away by Dowling with 5 seconds. This will do it. The Ankeny Hawkettes will snap a 3-game losing streak as they upend Dowling 35-29. Holding the Maroons to 1 point in the fourth quarter. It was a 14-1 run by the Hawkettes in the fourth quarter, Jimmy. And they knock off Dowling 35-29.
Just not what you expected to happen tonight. Ankeny does a heck of a job running into a zone defense that caused Dowling a ton of havoc. Ava Zediker, I believe she was shut out tonight. Still trying to shoot the ball, trying to look for the shot, but really didn't get her penetration to the basket game going. Forced to shoot some outside threes that just were not falling for her tonight.
Well, congratulations to Drew McAnally and the Ankeny Hawkettes in the win tonight as they defeat Dowling Catholic in the girls' game 35-29 here at the Ankeny Gym. The Hawkettes improved their record to 11-4. They're ranked 12th in Class 5A. Dowling falls to 13-2. And the Maroons are ranked 5th in Class 5A. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale will come back with the post-game show of the girls' game, and we'll preview the boys' game a little bit later. It's a senior night, so the Ankeny seniors will be recognized. The 2 senior girls and the, I believe, 10 senior boys will be recognized between games, so we'll have a delayed start before the boys' game. Again, the final, Ankeny 35, Dowling 29, here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is Young Catholic Minute. Why don't women have the right to choose? Because killing people's wrong, that's why. That might sound extreme, especially when our culture likes to say things like, terminate a pregnancy, blob of tissue, and don't you have compassion for the mother? Yeah, enough compassion to try to protect her from the emotional and spiritual scars she'll have from having someone murder her baby. Because when you strip away all the jargon and emotional fireworks, that's what's left. The real, rational, scientific reality is that from the moment of conception, you have a human being. And just as slavery and the Holocaust have shown us, it's not a good idea to start deciding that some human beings aren't human persons. For more Young Catholic Minutes, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. As our final score in the girls' game, it was Ankeny. A 14-1 run in the fourth quarter and upending Dowling 35-29. And this is a game in which Dowling's Ava Zediker, leading scorer, did not score tonight. And the other freshman for the Maroons, Marion Heller, off the bench, did not score, battled foul trouble. And what a fourth quarter. That zone defense, the Maroons couldn't solve it, and they went cold. No field goals in the fourth quarter for the Maroons. They went 1 for 1 at the free throw line, and that was all the scoring for Dowling. And, Jim, you have a look at some of the numbers.
So if you look for Dowling, and you mentioned in the fourth quarter, really just nothing getting going in the offensive category. But for the game, Maroons shot 7 of 20 for the game from the field for just 31%, and went 4 of 19 for 21%. Shot 0 of 5 from the three-point line or three-point arc in that fourth quarter. Dowling finishes with 26 rebounds, 12 turnovers. I do have Gipple with 13 of those 26 rebounds. You look at the opponent's Ankeny, 3 of 3 in that fourth quarter, but finishes the game 10 of 27 from the field, 37%, 2 of 10 from the three-point arc, 20%. Total rebounds for Ankeny, 20. And we talked about it early in the pregame, is that how well they handle the ball. Just 3 turnovers on the game for Ankeny, in which they handled the ball well. They transitioned to a zone defense most of the second half, which caused tremendous havoc for the Maroons. And if you're watching film and you're going to be a future opponent of the Maroons, there may be something to this zone defense and keeping the Maroons from their inside game and being able to run their dribble weave that's been so effective throughout the year.
Yeah, it's a good point. And Ankeny kind of experimented with that in the first half. They started out in a zone, and then they got out of it, Jimmy, and went to man. A lot of it was because Dowling was finding a way to score in through the zone. Second half, Ankeny comes out, and they stay in the zone, and we saw it the whole time because we're right in front of the Ankeny defense and Dowling offense here on the baseline in the second half, and they stayed in that zone no matter what happened. And, the Maroons outscored Ankeny 7-5 in the third quarter. Low scoring, and it's like, Coach McAnally decided we're going to stay in the zone in the fourth quarter and see if we can squeeze some more points out of the Maroons, and they held them to without a field goal and outscored them 14-1 in that fourth quarter, which, I'm sure the Maroons are going to feel this one, and they'll learn from it. That's one thing you do from your mistakes, whether you win or lose, especially if you lose, you learn from them.
You got to hand it to Coach McAnally. He, as you mentioned, he played around with the zone defense in the first half, mostly went man, so he got kind of a feel as to what he thought he could do with this team in the second half. You don't do zone in the first half a ton, so Dowling isn't really prepared in working on it in the halftime break. So then they come out of the halftime break not knowing this zone was going to happen. So Coach McAnally and his game plan on the Maroons tonight was a pretty heck of a game plan.
No question about it. Let's take a look at the scoring in this contest for Dowling. The Maroons were led by freshman Layla Tritton with 11 points. Emma Gipple, who had double figures rebounding. You had Coach Cataldo. I had her for 9 points. 5 points for Lauren Frericks. 4 points for Julia Moore. Ava Zediker came in averaging 14.5 points for the Maroons. Held scoreless tonight for Dowling. And Marion Heller coming off the bench did not score. Macy Dowling coming in did not score. And Ellie Olson did not score, the 3 reserves that came in for the Maroons. As Dowling went 3 for 3 at the free throw line, just 3 attempts. For the Ankeny Hawkettes in their win tonight, as they improved their record to 11-4, they were led by Carson Jacks, the 5'6" sophomore with 11 points, followed by Jenna Pitts, the 5'9" junior with 9 points. Off the bench, Jasmine Mosier, who normally is a starter, but tonight Jaden Filling got the start on senior night. She is one of 2 seniors in this Ankeny lineup. So Mosier off the bench with 6 points. 6 points for the freshman Savannah Gage, and 2 points for Jaden Filling. Caitlin Anderson, who came in averaging 3 points, the other senior for Ankeny, did not score, and neither did Zoe Shadbravan and Kendra Lewis, as the Hawks also went 3 deep on their bench. Ankeny was 8 out of 11 at the free throw line. Let's take a look at the quarter scores, as Dowling jumped out to a 10-6 lead at the end of the first quarter, outscored Ankeny 11-10 in the second quarter. Dowling was up 5, 21-16 at halftime. The Maroons outscored Ankeny 7-5 in the third quarter. Dowling led 28-21 going into the fourth quarter, and the Hawkettes outscored Dowling 14-1 in the fourth quarter and come from behind and win it 35-29 as Dowling records falls to 13-2. So that's kind of it in a nutshell there, Coach Cataldo, as we have senior night activities going on for both the girls and boys basketball teams here at Ankeny. So we'll have a delayed start for the boys game, and the Dowling boys are behind us doing their dribble warm-ups, if you can't hear it or haven't heard, but that's just the worst thing.
I mean, I feel like I can give these guys a pregame speech that we're so close to these guys tonight. But
we don't want to have that happen too soon.
No. You look at the Dowling girls and Coach Meyer. Certainly, this is a game that you can learn from. It's probably something that's you're going to have to go to the film and see what we can do better, or they can do better in a zone offense. Because it's something that they're gonna see here going into the playoffs. It's going to happen fairly shortly. Does it have ramifications, the loss on their seedings? Certainly, I think it'll probably drop them a seed or two, and it tosses up who you may be playing in the first and second rounds of the playoffs as you work to that Wells Fargo state tournament. But something that you turn the page on, you learn what they could do better in the zone offense that they didn't do tonight, and then they move on.
I was looking through the Dowling schedule and who they played and who they haven't played. I know a team tried to zone, but I'm not sure which one. It might have been Roosevelt early in the year in their first game that we did here on the radio.
Sioux City East, we talked about
teams
up in northwest Iowa. They play a lot of zone up there. So Sioux City East played around with it a little bit, but nothing to the extent that Ankeny came out and defended the Dowling girls tonight.
Yeah, the Maroons had a 43-32 win that Monday before Christmas when they played that non-conference, and that ended up being Dowling's extra game. They got a 22nd game this year due to that, but that was an 11-point win, put up 43 points tonight. Ankeny's zone a little bit better. The Maroons couldn't get shots to fall when they did have open looks. Tough night for the freshman Ava Zedeker, and I know that frustration along with Marin Heller, but welcome to the CIML, and just when you think you got things figured out, other teams scout you well. You've got 14 games of scouting under your belt, and I guarantee you that coach over there with his team, Drew McAnally, has watched a lot of tape, and you start finding out little idiosyncrasies, little things you might be doing wrong, the little things you got to correct, and hats off to Drew and the Ankeny Hawks tonight for figuring that out.
They understand what kind of team they have. As you mentioned in the pregame, it's a guard-dominated lineup for Ankeny, and so when you have a guard-dominated and you can't control the middle, you have to neutralize Emma Gipple, which they did for the most part, and they played the perimeter really quick, and their speed really caused havoc on the passes that Dowling was trying to have around the perimeter for their zone offense.
They certainly did. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo and Mark Amadale, again, kind of an extended break here tonight between games. We'll have the boys game coming up, and both teams are ready to take the floor, although Ankeny now are in the process of introducing their boys teams, and they've got boys seniors rather on this senior night, and I think they got Coach told me they got 10 seniors, of which 6 or 7 dress. So there's you can read the roster all you want, there's more. So they're just now starting to introduce the boys. So I'm going to ask Jennifer, and she didn't give me the okay yet. Jennifer, can we take a 2-minute break between games, give us some time to get our voices back a little bit, and give us some time between contests. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back, and we'll preview the boys' contest coming up. And, Jimmy, anything you want to say to finish off this girls' contest? Again, the Ankeny girls defeating Dowling 35-29 here in the Ankeny gym.
Well, certainly the Dowling girls have a great coaching staff that's going to regroup this team, this young team, and battle back and be ready to go come this Friday night.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be a 2-minute break, and we'll return to the Ankeny Gym as senior nights being held here at Ankeny, along with Jimmy Cataldo and Mark Amadeo. Jennifer Phelps is our studio producer. Back after this 2-minute timeout, and we'll preview the boys contest coming up here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Golden Rule Heating and Cooling. Since 1999, Golden Rule Heating and Cooling has been supporting customers with their rules to live by: respect, understanding, loyalty, expertise, and service. GoldenRulePHC.com.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever noticed what happens when you try to keep up with the current fashions? You go nuts. When we are obsessed with keeping up with the times, we become slaves. Fashions are never settled. To chase something that is always changing is simply futile. It's not freedom, it's insanity. G.K. Chesterton says, "The Catholic Church is the only thing that saves a man from the degrading slavery of being a child of his age." Christianity is always out of fashion because it's always sane, and fashions are always insane. The Catholic Church never has to worry about being behind the times because it is beyond the times. Want more than a minute? Visit our website, chesterton.org.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo, as we begin game number 2 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. It's Dowling and Ankeny after the Ankeny Hawkettes upend Dowling in the girls' game, 35-29, low-scoring game. And, Jimmy, we got the boys' game coming up, another top 10 team. Dowling faced number 1 Ames on Saturday, and tonight they get a team that's tied with Johnston for 8th in the recent AP high school boys basketball poll that came out yesterday. The Ankeny Hawkettes, 2 years removed from being state champs, and they're warming up right in front of us. And they're kind of loaded with some football players that you were X and O's against this past fall with head coach Tom Wilson. You probably recognize a few of these guys, as the Maroons played them once during the regular season. Might have been Dowling's most physical game, and the Hawks came out on top that night at Valley Stadium.
Yeah, Ankeny, when you think of the Ankeny, athletes that we see in the fall, and certainly a lot of these names resonate on this basketball team, they just got some really, really good athletes. And if you're Coach Steelking, you look at you go Tuesday, Friday, Saturday of last week, and then turn around here this Tuesday to play Ankeny, you really just don't have a chance to catch your breath. You're playing top teams night in and night out, and for the most part, you're in about every game, as we talked to Coach Steelking over halftime of the girls' game. And, you can beat any team that you're playing, and certainly you can lose any team that you're playing. Some of the output that they've had against, Valley just scoring 2 points in the first quarter of the Valley game just about over a week ago. You hope you don't get off to that same start here against Ankeny, that you start fast, you play to your potential, because he certainly has the team that could beat about anybody.
Well, he certainly does, and for Dowling, it's a matter of, how much more can they stand up to. They compete in a lot of their games. They haven't broke down. They have not stopped quitting, especially in the fourth quarter. And I've always said this, effort has always been there. And Coach Carlson and Coach Steelking know each other well. They're kind of been on the college, I think, Clay and Coach Carlson. Coach Carlson was at the college level at one time. I think they had a few players that Clay was coaching that came to his campus, so they know each other real well. But Coach Carlson told me, he said, "Hey, I like the way Clay's coaching. I watched film. They're playing as hard whether they're up 20 or they're down 10 or 5." And certainly will be the case hopefully tonight for Dowling, as this will be the Maroons' third game in about 5 days. So we'll see how the legs hold out.
Well, Coach Steelking's team is responding to his coaching culture, and what Coach Steelking I think appreciates is the level of athletes that he's inherited here at Dowling. That certainly during the bad times and the good times is that he's going to have a team that's going to fight to the bitter end, and he's certainly seeing that. Now, we talked over the halftime with Coach Steelking about putting together 4 quarters. How are you buying it? How are you getting your kids to buy into that 4-quarter game that you hope you play? And he talks about the fundamentals, the competing at practice, and certainly he's hoping that it resonates on the court tonight.
No question about it. The Maroons look to their leading scorer. That's Drew Morrow, averaging 15.5 points. Their leading free throw shooter, so you want to see him get the line as many times. And he leads the team with 27 made threes. But other teams have converged on Drew, and he'll start opening up maybe in the second half. But they've made him work for his shots, and that's where Carson Brown, Charlie Stewart, and Jalen Pettis now being in the starting lineup. He brings you that instant offense, leads the team in rebounds, but has picked up his offense, and that's taking the pressure off Drew. And you just got to have others step up. And others stepping up, as Coach DeVinny and I talked about Friday night. Who's that going to be? Well, Davis Sheck. I think I saw him here with 1 or 2 made threes. He's now got 7 made threes on the season, and he has really put together a pretty good weekend. Friday and Saturday against Southeast Polk and Ames. He really helped the Maroons off the bench, and then tonight hoping to do the same here at Ankeny.
Well, Davis Sheck has taken advantage of his opportunities, and when you come off the bench, you feel like you don't get a ton of opportunities. You're just nipped in the butt to get out there and show what you can do, and Davis Sheck has certainly done that. You mentioned Drew Morrow, and his ability to get to the free throw line has really culminated from his penetration, dribble drive to the basket, forcing those fouls, which Drew does so well. And you mentioned as teams are picking up on his ability to do that, it's getting taller guys on Drew Morrow, forcing him outside and forcing him to shoot the ball. If Drew can find his way into the basket, he should have a very, very good night.
And the Maroons have went to that 10-player rotation. We mentioned Davis Sheck off the bench. Joey Coppola given some stability at the point guard position, a junior, or rather the lone sophomore on this roster for Dowling. And then Jack Odie, a junior, Mata Brua, a senior, and Colin Clark, a junior. Those are what the coaching staff and Clay Fieldking at Dowling have brought off the bench. And you need that, especially when you get in these situations where you got 3 games in 5 days or like that. You got to have kids that you can count on off the bench, and I still think Coach is just waiting to see, all right, let's see how this shakes out before we start playing once a week as we get towards tournament time. Who's going to be in the rotation? Who's going to be in the top 8? And the challenge is still on.
Well, sometimes you have players who thrive in the starting role, and some players who thrive coming off the bench. And I think Coach Steelking learned from his team or from some of his players early on that Mata Brua is a much better player coming off the bench, seeing the pace of play, seeing a little bit of what the opponents are doing, and so that when he comes off the bench, he's more than ready to take on that task. And Jalen Pettis has done a tremendous job stepping into the offensive or starting rotation, attacking the boards, getting the hard rebounds, and finding his points. The other night, Mata led the team, Jalen Pettis led the team with 13, 14 points. So he certainly can be somebody who can score around the block and in the paint, and certainly finding other guys who can shoot the ball. Davis Sheck hit some big threes. Joey Coppola is finding his role and starting to do a much better job. But the Dowling offense is going to evolve around Drew Morrow and Drew Morrow's ability to score the points. And so, as I mentioned, Drew getting to the basket, taking the ball, drawing fouls is going to be important to his overall success tonight.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Catholic Tuition Organization, and Mercy One. And other games going on in the CIML tonight. These are all girl-boy doubleheaders. Should be switching over to the girls' game or the girls from the girls' game to the boys' game here shortly. It was West Des Moines Valley making the trip to Mason City tonight for a girl-boy doubleheader. Southeast Polk at Fort Dodge. Waukee Northwest travels to Roosevelt, and that was a top 13 matchup in girls play. 13th ranked Northwest girls against 6th ranked Roosevelt gals. Ames is at Lincoln in a girl-boy doubleheader. The boys' game has number 1 Ames, and Lincoln was just outside the top 10 in the last poll. Ankeny Centennial at Des Moines East. That's where Coach Pollock's at tonight, by the way. I don't know if you got the message. At least he said he was.
He's at East tonight. When do we have Centennial up here?
2 weeks from tonight. Couple miles to our northwest.
Do you think we're going to get back up into the stands, or are we going to be courtside in the corner?
Now
it's not like we're courtside in the middle. We're courtside in the corner.
Well, here's the deal. Nobody was in your way except people asking directions, right?
And asking for a pen.
One guy wanted a parking pass. He wanted yours. And you don't want to know where that was at. One guy wanted a pen. That was the young lady. And then Kurt Brown's wife said, do I got to sit with Kurt, or can I sit anywhere? So we had those questions. Does it say, check in at this desk, check-in desk? That's where we're at. I like this. And those guys are up there, Paul Yeager and the TV faces. They're all up there doing the live stream tonight for CISN, so that's why we're here.
Sitting back, look like they got a great view.
Yeah.
We can't tell if it's a three-point shot on the opposite end of the court from here.
Oh, the referee raises his 3 up. That's how I tell. You may not, but I figured that out. All right, other games going on tonight before we get too far out of range is Urbandale's at Hoover in the Battle of Aurora Avenue. Marshalltown at North and Waukee at Ottumwa. The lone team in the CIML, since there's 18 teams, there's always a team that's got a bye, and tonight it's the Johnston Dragons. They didn't play Friday or tonight. That was just kind of the gap in their schedule, and they used it just in case they needed makeup games. And they couldn't get Dowling to make up with them during last Tuesday or Friday because Dowling was playing, and they're going to make that up on Monday night at Dowling. Johnston and Dowling should be a great matchup.
So they should be well rested come Monday night. Certainly another very, very, very tough opponent on the horizon for the Maroons.
Again, if you joined us late, the girls' contest, it was 12th ranked Ankeny, improving their record to 11-4 as they defeated Dowling Catholic 35-29 in Game 1 of our doubleheader. The Maroons fall to 13-2 on the season. We're going to take a break and do more pregame from the Ankeny gym. It's Ankeny and Dowling, the boys' game, coming up here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
The one who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Hi, this is Matt Wilkham, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. St. Paul's words in 2 Corinthians resonate in a special way for us Iowans, who do our part to sow the seed, knowing in the end exactly who provides the growth. Will you help Iowa Catholic Radio continue to plant the seed of God's Word? Please consider a $30 a month sustaining gift, and tune in to the Spring Carathon starting Monday, February 21st, or donate anytime at iowacatholicradio.com. Thank you.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jim Cataldo, Mark Amadeo, as we get set for game number 2. It's Ankeny and Dowling in the boys contest on this Tuesday night. Two teams that will play each other twice as the conference will change next fall, Jimmy. So we'll see Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial in home-and-home games. But this year, the only time Dowling plays them is tonight. In 2 weeks, they'll be at Centennial, so it's only once during the regular season. And folks have been asking, okay, when do postseason assignments come out? Now, some of the smaller schools have already had that, but they're supposed to start coming out next week. We think by next Friday. We know 4A boys assignments will be out a week from this Friday. That'll be February 4th, I believe, all the sub-state brackets. The coaches will seed them in the following weeks, but they'll have the groupings of 6 for the Class 4A boys. The girls should start coming out next week. The 1A and 2A girls are already out. Their regionals are out. But 3A, 4A, 5A, those should be out sometime next week. And You don't think these games are important because the girls use the rankings as their seeding. So you rank 1 through 15. Well, 1 through 8 is the top seed, and 9 through 16 are the 2 seeds, and that's pretty straight up with the girls.
Well, going back to that, right now Dowling girls were ranked 5th. Going in, we thought that they would lock in the rankings probably this Thursday or Friday. So imagine Dowling may fall a couple slots, and again, so the loss tonight may affect that some. Probably or likely will have a 1 seed, but certainly will play probably a tougher opponent to make their way down to Wells Fargo. But if you look at the Dowling boys, on the other hand, certainly not a 1 seed, but they're going to be in a district that whoever is going to be the one in that seed is going to look across and see Dowling as a potential opponent, and certainly not an opponent that a whole lot of teams want to play because they know what type of team they're going to get with Dowling. It's certainly a team that, and on any given night, can give you everything you want as a team and as a game. And as the Maroons just continue to plod along, play the games that they can, learn a little bit from who they are and what type of role players that they can fit into. Can be so much better in a couple weeks as the postseason does come around.
Certainly does, and we're about ready for starting lineups here tonight at the Ankeny Gym for the boys contest, and we'll start with the visitors from Dowling Catholic High School, and we'll start with the head coach is Clay Thielking in his first year here at Dowling, 11th year as a head coach overall, coached out in Colorado. The Maroons bring a record of 4-8. And they'll start at 1 guard, Carson Brown, a 6'2 senior, averaging 8.5 points, 5 rebounds. Second on the team and made 3-pointers with 14. And Carson will wear number 3 as Dowling out in their gray road uniforms with black numbers and white trim. The other guard is Quincy Ferguson, 5'9 senior, averaging 2.5 points. And is up there with team leaders in steals with 16. Quincy will wear number 5. And the third guard is Dowling's leading scorer, Drew Morrow, a 6-foot junior, averaging 15.5 points. Leads the team with 27 made threes, and he's also the leading free throw shooter, shooting 84% on the year. Morrow will wear number 25. And at 1 forward, Charlie Stewart, 6'3 senior, leads the team with 19 steals and right up there with 5 rebounds, 11 points, 5 rebounds. And Charlie will wear number 23. And finally at center for Dowling, Jalen Pettis, 6'3 senior, averaging 6.5 points, leads the team in rebounding with 5.5. And Jalen will wear number 43. So it'll be Brown, Ferguson, and Marl, the 3 guards, Stewart and Pettis in the paint. And Dowling is assisted by Nick Wagner and Jimmy Nahas, along with Kevin O'Hare on the Dowling bench during the varsity games. Maroons average 57 points on offense and give up 55 points on defense. And now for the home team on the scoreboard tonight. That is the Ankeny Hawks and head coach Brant Carlson in his 6th year. They were state champs back in 2020. And the Hawks are 10-2 on the season. They're tied for 8th in the Associated Press High School Boys Basketball Poll in Class 4A. They will start this lineup at 1 guard. Carson Johnson, a 5'10 sophomore, leads the team in assists, and he will wear number 11. The other guard is Leo Aguirre, 6'3 sophomore, leading scorer on the team with 12.2 points. And at 1 forward for the Maroons, for the Hawks, is Ryan Crandall, 6'3 senior. And he'll wear number 5 as he averages 11.5 points, leads the team with 8.5 rebounds, and leads the team with 28 steals. Crandall will wear number 5, and he's a forward and a captain. The other forward is Carson Weedy, a 6'4 junior, averaging 5.5 points. Weedy will wear number 23. And at center, another football player and co-captain, Braden Simonson, a 6'4 senior, averaging 6 points, 4 rebounds for the Hawks, and he'll play center. And Simonson, defensive end, 5th in tackles on the football team. Also did a little bit of punt returning for the Hawks. And how about Aguirre? Got the Aguirre brothers, transferred from Centennial, played tight end and linebacker. And Leo's older brother, Alex, was a foreign exchange student, went back and visited his dad and was a foreign exchange student in Mexico. Came back this summer and now is the 6th man on this Ankeny team. So we have a little bit of that. And we may see Maddox Ward, who was a wide receiver cornerback for the Ankeny Hawks. I'm bringing up these football names to see how your head's spinning, because I know you watched a lot of film that week. Dowling Ankeny, and the Maroons come up short at Valley Stadium. Was it 28-14 or something like that?
Yeah, it's those. We always tell our kids, we've had so many wins over the years, but we can always remember the losses, and certainly it was a game that a lot of kids you'll see tonight or here tonight played an integral part on both sides, the Dowling Maroons and the Ankeny Hawks. But speaking of football, how about that Chiefs Bills game over the weekend? It's just an unbelievable sight that the NFL and Coach Wilson being a huge Chiefs fan, and the guy, he says that
he's not here tonight.
I don't believe he's probably at home watching the replay of the game. And,
there you go. Yeah,
and
the Chiefs replay you're talking about.
But earlier tonight, had a chance to see Matt Hawk's family was here earlier tonight for the sophomore game. Said hi to them. Of course, Matt Hawk is the starting punter for the Bills, and he had an incredible night as well. And it's just you feel for guys who've been through our program like Matt Hawk, both the football and the basketball program. But you got to give it up to the Chiefs. What a game that night.
It was, and the NFL still calls it in the playoffs sudden death, and it was sudden death as the Bills couldn't get their quarterback out there because the Chiefs took it down and scored in overtime. They scored a touchdown, not a field goal, game over, and that had to be very disheartening for the Bills fans, and along with the Aggies and all the Hawk fans, Matt Hawk fans here in Des Moines. Tough break. All right. We're going to move right into the boys' game. Jimmy, thanks for sitting in. Steve DeVinny had his other shot today, and he's not 100%. He'll be back on Friday. And although he did stop texting me an hour ago, so I hope he's all right. Tracy, check on him. But Jimmy, thanks for sticking around, and we're underway as the tip one controlled by Ankeny. Almost tipped it out of bounds, and we're underway. Dowling and Ankeny, the boys' contest. Girls' game was won by Ankeny. 35-29 over Dowling in game one. Mark Emmerdale, Jimmy Cataldo, courtside. Got a reach-in foul on the Maroons. They're going to get Quincy Ferguson right off the bat on the foul. Officials the same as game one with Brian Gibson, Greg Metz, and Brendan May are three officials.
The Ankeny Hawks certainly have a offensive threat and an athlete in Crandall and Leo Geary, who took the ball to the basket there pretty.
Speaking of which, Aguirre a shot off the glass with the left hand good, and it's 2-0 Ankeny.
Certainly want to see the Maroons get off to a quick start in their shooting, and they struggled off a couple games in their losses, getting into a hot first quarter. So watching the Maroons get their shots here in the first quarter and seeing them make is going to be really important.
Ankeny in man-to-man, unlike the girls' team who stayed in that zone for 2.5 quarters. There's Carson Brown, dribbles the right side, off-balance shot off the glass, good. That is an athletic move by Carson Brown, only one that he could make.
Carson's been taking those deep threes, and that time he had a deep three open, didn't take it, drove across the lane in a fadeaway off the basket, off the backboard shot. Pretty incredible play by Carson Brown.
Ankeny recognizing their 13 seniors on the boys' team before the game, and then two girls, and that is Ryan Crandall getting loose in the lane. His shot is good. 4-2 the score. Ankeny over Dowling. Here's Charlie Stewart. Backdoor pass tomorrow, and it's tipped away and stolen away by Ankeny. The big guy in the middle, Braden Simonson, with the steal. Down court to Aguirre. Reverse layup, no good. Rebound Dowling and Stewart, and bodies hit the floor as Crandall and Aguirre down. Dowling on a 4-on-2, corner three up, and it's short by Carson Brown. Rebound Charlie Stewart. He can't get it to fall. And the rebound Simonson. And Braden with another rebound.
Tremendous defensive play on the play down the court by Jalen Pettis, forcing Leo Aguirre to do a very unorthodox a shot. And
now we got a reach-in foul on Quincy as Ferguson bought the head fake by Ankeny and picked up a second foul, and that'll get Capola off the bench for the Maroons, and Joey will come in replacing Quincy Ferguson.
Two quick fouls on Quincy Ferguson brings Joey Capola in the game much earlier than he used to.
There's Crandall's pass stolen away by Dowling. Capola gets a steal underneath and a shot up and good. They leave it for Carson Brown. Or check that, Pettis, who was trailing the game.
Running the floor by a big man is a great thing for the Dowling offense to get their big men down there.
Now here's Simonson, and they're going to wave it off and a whistle and a foul underneath. Simonson kind of led with that shoulder, but underneath Pettis drew the foul, and that'll be Jalen's first.
Jalen thought he had position, thought he drew the charge, but the official saw it differently.
Taking a razzing from his own bench here, right next to us, as we're on the baseline right next to the Dowling bench. Now Ankeny throws in, and another turnover the pass goes out of bounds right in front of the Dowling bench, out of bounds to Dowling as I think it was Weedy that caught it. He didn't realize where he was.
Well, a great defense by Drew Marr, forcing a very tough pass on the inbounds and getting his man out of bounds.
Now Morrow in the corner to Coppola for three. It's no good. And a rebound on the weak side to Aguirre. Leo will bring in the front court. Now to Carson Johnson. Pull-up jumper. Good. Carson Johnson averaging 9 points, and he's just a smooth player. Gives Ankeny a 6-4 lead. Now long three by Dowling. No good by Carson Brown. Rebound Pettis underneath. Shot up. No good. Simonson tried to sell the charge. They end up doing the flop, but the rebound comes out to Ankeny as the Maroons misfire twice.
On some of these shots on the other opposite end of the court, we're going to have to trust the PA announcer because the bench gets up and we can't see anything.
Here's a shot by Aguirre, no good. Rebound Dowling. Drew Morrow, 3-on-2 fast break, goes to the right side. Shot off the glass, no good. Tip no good by Charlie Stewart. Rebound Ankeny. Here's Aguirre in the front court. Lobs it down court. And Crandall can't handle the alley-oop. It'll be Dowling basketball and a timeout called by, no, I guess not.
You get
Coach Steelking going.
You get Coach Steelking a little upset about the play down the court. Previously, Drew Morrow drew a lot of body on his layup, which caused him to force him to fade away on that layup to miss. But truly a lot of body on that, and that's what Coach Steelking's asking for.
All right, J.J. Cole is in the lineup for the first time tonight. And now Morrow coming off a ball screen. Pull-up jumper, good. Drew Morrow with his first basket. And we're tied at 6, Dowling and Ankeny with 4:20 remaining here in the first quarter from the Ankeny gym. Second game of a girl-boy doubleheader. Also in there for Ankeny is senior. Or check that. A whistle and a foul on Dowling. Carson Brown got loose. Coppola picks up the foul. That'll be his first. Got to make sure that's the fourth team foul on Dowling. Ferguson with 2, Coppola with 1, and Pettis with 1. None on Ankeny. And Ankeny inbounds it. Here's Aguirre, and he nearly lost his feet, and he did, but he got the ball over in the corner to Alex Aguirre, his brother, underneath, and a shot off the glass good by Carson Johnson.
Just a lot of different things let go by the officials on that. Aguirre falls to the floor in control of the basket, which would be a travel. No call on that. Getting Crandall on a backdoor pass thereafter and converting.
Here's Morrow for 3, top of the key. It's no good. He had a nice screen by Charlie Stewart. He couldn't get it to fall. Rebound Ankeny. And now the Hawks underneath. A shot up and no good by Alex Aguirre. And he'll go to the free throw line as a foul's on Dowling. That'll be the Maroons' 5th foul here in the first quarter.
Foul on Morrow, going to be his first of the first quarter.
And free throws coming for Alex Aguirre. And the first free throw is no good. Alex, a 64% free throw shooter on the year. Again, a foreign exchange student in Mexico a year ago. Came back over the summer as he was down there with his dad last winter and fall. And now here for his senior year at Ankeny, and he is the 6th man off the bench. He'll have another free throw. His brother Leo got the start, the junior, brother a sophomore. Second free throw good. And it's 9-6. Ankeny with the lead over Dowling. The Maroons going to the bench, and we're going to see Davis Sheck in the lineup.
Matabrua in the game for the Maroons, replacing Pettis.
And now a long 3, no good by Stewart. Rebound Dowling, and Coppola had it. And a whistle and a reach-in foul called on Ankeny. Maddox Ward in the lineup for the first time tonight. Picks up the foul. Ward, a 5'11 junior. Wide receiver and cornerback on that football team.
You look with Quincy Ferguson on the bench with 2 fouls. Joey Coppola coming into the lineup much earlier than he's normally coming into. And we talk about taking advantage of opportunities. Well, this is certainly an opportunity that Joey Coppola can try to take advantage of, getting a lot of minutes here in this first quarter.
Well, the football players are at it. Carson Brown with J.J. Cole and with Aguirre. So Brian Gibson says, hey, guys, here's Matabrua at the free throw line, guarded by Cole.
Davis Sheck is checked into the game.
And Coppola now on the baseline. Sheck, Coppola with Drew Morrow, and now a steal by Ankeny. Here's Maddox Ward with the steal down court, and his shot up and no good. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling. Officials look at each other, and they're going to call it a common foul You don't want to see that intentional foul, but Carson sold it and he went for the ball.
Well, very athletic play by Carson Brown. It was a hard foul, but he went up well under control trying to block the shot. Ward just worked his body into Carson, fell to the ground.
Ward's free throw is good. Tonight's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. And a reminder, you can stay connected to Iowa Catholic Radio through our newsletter. Sign up at iowacatholicradio.com. Second free throw good by Ward. He has 2 points off the bench. And the Yankee lead is now 11-6 over the Maroons with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. There's Brown with it against Ankeny's man-to-man. Carson all the way down. A little scoop shot, no good. Magruder with the rebound and basket as he went right up and over Alex Aguirre.
Talked about Mata, his ability to come off the bench, being a much more comfortable position for him and attacking the board and putting the ball back in on the offensive rebound.
Ankeny with the basketball. Now here's Cole in the baseline. His shot no good. Offensive rebound, Ward. Maddox with it, and he'll dribble to the corner. As the Hawks get their bench in play in the lane. Carson Johnson shot no good. And the tip up and in by J.J. Cole, his first 2 points of the night. The Maroons left him unaccounted for as we approach the 2:10 mark here in the first quarter.
6'8" J.J. Cole is pretty much of a mismatch right now down the block because of his length and his strength to be able to get position.
Ankeny picking up their second foul. That's on Carson Johnson, so he joins Maddox Ward with the 2 Ankeny fouls. Dowling with 6 fouls here in the first quarter, and 2 of them on Quincy Ferguson. So Quincy played a whole minute and 10 seconds, and he was immediately on the bench. Dowling with the ball, trailing by 5. Here's Carson Brown, works the left side. Back to Brown after the pass to Capola. Long 3 up and good. Carson Brown with his first 3. He has 5 points tonight. And the Ankeny lead is now 13-11 with a minute 50 left here in the first quarter. Nice little give and go. Carson Brown and Joey Capola.
Well, Joey Capola makes the play by his dribble drive and forcing the defense to pick him up, leaving Carson wide open for 3.
Corner 3 no good by Weedy, but the putback up and good. And Alex Aguirre with the putback off the missed shot. And now the Maroons turn over the backcourt.
Unforced turnover on the inbounds pass when there was no defensive threat. I believe Carson Brown may have stepped over the line trying to throw the ball in.
So Ankeny by 4, and they get the basketball underneath their own basket following the Dowling turnover, and they run a nice inbounds play and a shot off the glass good by Alex Aguirre. So
just got a little bit lost on that defensive set. The Maroons looked for JJ on the back cut, leaving Aguirre wide open on the block.
That was a nice ball screen by the Hawks to set up Aguirre. Dowling with the ball, minute 15 remaining here in the first quarter. Ankeny by 6, Brown for 3, it's short. And the rebound out to Alex Aguirre and Ankeny. Alex dribbles in the front court, gives it to his brother Leo. Top the key, goes down the lane. And a jump ball called. Good help defense that time by Capola, forcing a jump ball to be Dowling basketball.
What's interesting is with the Maroons sitting on 6 fouls this early in the first half, a minute left to go in the first quarter. Any foul by the Maroons will put Ankeny at the line 1-1.
Yeah. All right, 55 seconds remaining. Capola dribbles in the front court. Dribble handoff to Davis Sheck, who's in there, and now the pass over to Marr, and they say it was deflected off of Maddox Ward and off of Marr to be Ankeny basketball. What a heads-up play there by Ward.
I think Drew sounded pretty good. That from our vantage point, it looked like may have nicked Drew's fingers to go out of bounds, force a turnover.
Hawks with it. They're working inside the Cole. It's stolen away by Magruder. Good help to position that time by Mata. Now in the front court, here's Marr. Drew down the lane, looking for a seam. His shot up, too strong, no good. Defended well by Cole, and almost blocked it. Rebound, Ankeny. And now in the front court, Aguirre.
We talked about Drew Marr's ability to get to the basket. He certainly got to the basket there. J.J. Cole coming over on the defensive help poses a little bit of issue to manipulate the layup.
If you joined us late, it was the Ankeny girls upending Dowling 35-29 in our first game. Maroons had to lead until the fourth quarter, and Ankeny outscored them 14-1 to win the game. And now here's a shot in the lane, no good by Leo Aguirre. Rebound Dowling, 2 seconds left. And a long 3 by Sheck, up and no good at the horn. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Ankeny 17, Dowling 11. Along with Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale. We'll be back at the Ankeny Gym for the second quarter here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
Man who's free to love is free to hate. He who is free to obey is free to rebel. Virtue in this concrete order is possible only in those spheres in which it is possible to be vicious. A man can be a saint only in a church in which it is possible to be a devil. You say, well, if I were God, I would destroy evil. Well, if you did that, you would destroy human freedom. God will not destroy freedom. If we do not want any dictators on this earth, certainly we do not want any dictators in the kingdom of heaven. And those, therefore, who would blame God for allowing man freedom to go on hindering and thwarting his work are like those who, seeing blots and smudges and errors in a student's notebook, would condemn the teacher for not snatching away the book and doing the copy himself.
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
And welcome back to the Ankeny Gym. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo. And it's Ankeny leading Dowling 17-11 as we start the second quarter. Ankeny Hawks will have the basketball first as they outscored Dowling 17-11 at the end of one. Maroons did not attempt a free throw in the first quarter. Ankeny went 3 of 4 at the line. Now a long three up and good by Ryan Crandall to start the second quarter. And Ankeny now with their largest lead of 9 over Dowling. Maroons the other way. Now here is Coppola in the lane. This shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Now here's Sheck for 3. It's no good. Rebound offense on the side is Pettis. Is put back up and good. He went right around Braden Simonson to score.
Really important possession by the Maroons after the three-pointer by Crandall. 2 offensive rebounds and Jalen Pettis coming up with the points.
Ankeny the other way against Dowling's defense, which is man-to-man tonight. Aguirre, dribble handoff. Top of the key, it goes to Crandall. Crandall in the lane, spins to the right elbow, and is poked away by Charlie Stewart out of bounds.
Crandall's so quick on the dribble drive and the ability to reverse and take the ball to the basket. It may pose some issues for Charlie Stewart tonight, being on Crandall with his strength and quickness.
Crandall inbounds the ball. Carson Johnson returns to the Ankeny lineup. Maddox Ward will sit on the bench. Underneath, Aguirre shot no good, right block. And rebound Charlie Stewart and Dowling. Maroons dribble in the front court. Here's Coppola with it. Right side the pass goes to Sheck for 3. Good. Davis Sheck with his first 3 of the night.
It's a great thing to see Davis Sheck hitting that 3. You know, he's been the guy coming off the bench to hit big shots, and talked about it earlier in the night with Coach Steelking, and he hits the shot tonight.
And he just gets the steal here. Or that's Coppola with the steal. Down court he goes to Sheck. It's Sheck, Coppola, Morrow, Pettis, and now a steal by Ankeny. This is Crandall all the way down. He'll flush it home. Ryan Crandall, senior co-captain, with the steal and dunk. And that'll give Crandall 7 points tonight, 22-16. Ankeny now reaching foul on the Hawks. That'll be on Carson Johnson, his second. So Morrow will come out. Dowling will insert Carson Brown back into the lineup. This will be Carson Brown, Jalen Pettis in the post, and then Charlie Stewart, Joey Coppola, and Davis Sheck, the 3 guards. See what the Maroons have for a set play. Carson in the lineup. Dribble pass goes in the corner for Coppola for 3, and it's good. Joey Coppola.
Big shot by Joey Coppola. He passed up a wide open 3 2 possessions ago and decided to take the ball to the basket. That time, him being open on the corner, hitting the shot.
Yeah, left wing 3 by Coppola, but it was set up by Carson Brown coming from the top of the key and pulling Joey's defender, and now a long 3 up and good. Weedy for 3. That's his first 3 of the night. So Ankeny answers Dowling's run. It's 25-19, Hawks by 6. Now a long 3 by the Maroons, no good by Coppola. Joey's trying to feel it. And you need that outside shooting. Rebound out to Ankeny. Maroons are one and done there. 25-19 Dowling, or rather 25-19 Ankeny. And a long 3 no good by Carson Weedy. Now the Maroons get underneath, and that is Carson Brown shooting and score. I'll tell you what, he is at glass.
Assist by Joey Coppola. Certainly getting to your most athletic player on the court, Carson Brown, can sometimes jump out of the stadium.
Now it's a free throw line. Pull-up jumper, no good by Ryan Crandall. Carson Brown leaps ahead of everybody and rebounds it for Dowling. Runs in transition. Sheck for three. It's off the mark, no good on the pass from Coppola. And the rebound comes out to Ankeny and Crandall. Now in transition, Alex Aguirre for three, good.
The transition offense of Ankeny forcing the Maroons to get back on defense, leaving Aguirre wide open on the pass from Crandall for three, and nails it.
30-second timeout called by Dowling. And our scores, Ankeny 28, Dowling 21, with 4:20 remaining here in the second quarter from the Ankeny gym. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeus, we are courtside. As I understand, there are some pictures of us courtside from the TV folks up there at CISN. Paul Yeager and them are just laughing at us, you know.
Yeager's up there yawning, and you know, he has such a comfortable seat that sometimes you kind of lose yourself a little bit. And
you don't like this office seat we have? I mean, they move around pretty well.
We got the roller seats tonight.
We
so
do.
If I need to see who shoots, I may be able to roll down the baseline to see who shoots that, because anytime a shot goes up, the Dowling bench stands up. We can't see it.
The last five guys in the Dowling bench, which I'm sure are managers, they stand up, and we can't see what's happening on the south end as we're in the northwest part. Out of the timeout, Dowling with the ball. They try to get the ball inside, and Cole picks up the foul. I want to thank Ashworth Vision Clinic, construction professionals, along with dental associates, for supporting our broadcast. And that foul will be on Cole, and JJ will pick up his first. He has 2 points off the bench. How about a guy to bring off the bench? Cole.
Another transfer from Centennial.
10 points, 7 rebounds. Gets another rebound there. There's a shot up and no good by the Maroons. Rebound comes out to Cole, and now here's Aguirre with it. And Cole launches a three, top of the key, good. All 6'8". He played quarterback. My goodness.
Yeah.
5 points for Cole off the bench. And it's Ankeny by 10, their largest lead of the night. Dowling with the ball. Here's Stewart with it. Charlie, little two-man game with Carson Brown. Now they give it to Marr on the baseline. His shot up, partially blocked by Cole and rebounded by Cole. It won't go. Rebound Hawks. Here's Aguirre in the front court. This is Alex Aguirre. Dribbles the free throw line, tries to get it to Cole. Stolen away by Marl, stolen back by Leo Aguirre. And the Hawks have it. They work underneath, and that is Crandall, and his shot is up and good. Not a well-defended play that time by Dowling.
Dowling had a couple chances of getting the loose ball and just couldn't come up with it, which left Ryan Crandall penetrating to the lane and finding for the open layup.
Crandall with 9 points. Leads the Hawks in scoring, and now Dowling with the ball on their offensive end. And a whistle and a foul on the Hawks.
You see a little bit of frustration at a Drew Morrow a little bit. You know, he feels like I think he can get to the basket, but he's getting bumped around a little bit. No calls, can get a little bit frustrating. But certainly see him coming to life and converting on a few of these shots here down the line.
First free throw no good by Charlie Stewart, who's a 49% free throw shooter on the year. Second one coming. And it's no good. Rebound Ankeny. Now Dowling with the steal. Morrow to the basket. He shot up a good. Drew with the steal and basket. Ankeny was kind of lulling its way up across, and now Dowling with the full court press. And here's another loose ball, but Ankeny gets control of it, and they throw it away right into the hands of Carson Brown. Maroons now in transition and traveling as Moncada tried to save him going out of bounds, and he kind of slipped a little bit with his pivot foot, and that's travel. Turnover back over to the Hawks.
Dowling's had a lot of success in their full court trap press over the last few games. You think back to the Valley game, and the full court press really brought them back into the game. So getting them into a pressing situation here has really helped them with their athleticism, forcing turnovers.
Ryan Crandall leading the way for Ankeny with 9 points. Alex Aguirre off the bench with 8, and now Ankeny with the ball. And Magruder tries to save the ball from going out of bounds, and he does right in front of us. But he stepped on the baseline.
12 more inches, and Moncada would have been coming into our laps trying to save that ball.
Yeah. I don't like those defensive linemen in our laps.
Well, he would have blew up this table, and we probably would have been off the air because this whole thing would have been disconnected.
We don't have any buffer here at all. All right, Cole down the lane. His reverse layup, no good. Offensive rebound, Ankeny and Weedy. Turnaround shot, good. Nice move by Weedy. He followed that play by Cole and finished the play.
Trying to keep the Maroons off the board has been pretty easy for Ankeny right now. The offensive rebounds, second attempt shots have hurt the Maroons here in this second quarter.
Ankeny stayed man. They haven't went zone yet tonight, and they probably won't. Here's Marr with an entry pass to Matabrua, guarded by Cole. Fall-away jumper up short. And Charlie Stewart with the rebound. His putback, no good. Cole with a nice job defensively. And the rebound out to Ankeny on the missed shot by Aguirre.
The Ill Kings certainly looking for some, a foul call. Both shots were contested with a little bit of body. Either one could have been a foul.
And that's what he's going to be upset about, is whistling a foul. Cole gets the ball in the right block and a foul on Matabrua. And I think that's what Clay's going to voice his displeasure with, saying, hey, our guy got bodied down there, and now we get a touch foul. And free throws coming for J.J. Cole. And his first one is up and good. Ankeny's leading free throw shooter at 78%. How does he find time to get shooting in during football season? I want to ask you that.
It's incredible. I mean, he's been going around to his junior day visits and schools, some Division I schools looking at him.
And Cole makes them both. So he's got 7 points off the bench for Ankeny, the 6'8 junior, believe it or not. 37-23, Ankeny. Hawks by 14. This is their largest lead of the night. Dowling with the ball. Brua with it on the pass from Carson Brown. Long three up, in and out, and rolls out. No good.
That thing was up and down 2 or 3 different times, and just couldn't get the shooter's roll that you always would like to get.
Rebound out to Cole and Ankeny. Hawks with 65 seconds remaining in the first half. They're up 37-23 over Dowling, trying to make it a doubleheader sweep here. Now a long pass inside, and it's nearly stolen away by the Maroons, but here's Aguirre for 3. It's no good. Offensive rebound and put back up and no good, and a whistle and a loose ball foul called on Alex Aguirre, and that'll be his first. As Ankeny crashing the boards on every, I'll tell you what, whether it's going in or not, they're crashing.
Certainly, and then they had 2 or 3 times that Joey Coppola had position, just couldn't get the effects of being pushed beneath the basket. There probably could have been a foul called in his favor one shot before.
All right, here is Dowling with the basketball. Carson Brown, top of the key, gets it to Matabrua. He'll shoot it from the right elbow, and it's good. And they're going to call it a three-pointer. That's one I couldn't tell. He was right elbow, but three-point line extended, and it's 37-26. Ankeny with the lead on Mata's 3.
Same spot where Mata got the 3 of the possession before that went in and out, and they gave it to him again, and this time he converted.
Mata's fourth 3 of the year. 10 seconds remaining. Ankeny up 11. And now here is Maddox Ford putting on a dribbling clinic, and he finally gets the shot off, and it's good. Ball was tipped, and now Carson Brown for 3 at the horn. It's off the mark, no good, and we go to halftime. Ankeny 39, Dowling Catholic 26 here at the Ankeny gym. And I'll tell you what, you can tell why the Hawks are in the top 10 in Class 4A. They played a very physical brand of basketball, and just imagine if some of their shots would have went in, it could have been even more of a deficit right now. Dowling down 13 here at halftime.
Certainly, I mean, physical brand of basketball is an understatement. Where I think where the game got out of hand a little bit there for Dowling was on the offensive rebounds by Ankeny and the ability to get second shots on their possessions. But certainly those shots are there for the Maroons. You got to find a way to get to the basket, find ways to get Drew Marr open here in the second half, and get him going more and more in their offense, and hopefully they can cut into this 14-point deficit.
All right, halftime score here at the Ankeny gym. It's 8th-ranked Ankeny leading Dowling Catholic 39-26. Along with Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale, and we'll be back with our halftime guest, Kristen Meyer, the head girls coach at Dowling Catholic. And earlier tonight, the Dowling girls losing to Ankeny 35-29 in game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. We'll talk to Coach Meyer about the game and preview their next game against Waukee this Friday night. So stay tuned. Again, our halftime score from Ankeny. Ankeny 39, Dowling 26 here in the boys contest on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thought of the day with Monsignor Frank Bagnano.
You and I know people of faith, but what is faith? Faith is accepting as true what another says. I believe, for example, George Washington was our first president. I never met the man or saw him, but I believe historians. I have faith in the testimony of those who knew him. Christian faith is very similar. I believe in the words and testimony of those who knew and saw Jesus and passed on his teachings accurately. By faith, I say yes to the teachings of Jesus, as I have received them and as I choose to believe in him personally. In this way, faith in his teaching calls my heart to believe, to love. Faith moves from the head to the heart, and that's the essence of faith. And that's today's thought of the day.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel, 90.9 FM KLOX Creston.
And we're back here at the Ankeny gym here at halftime of the boys game. And Ankeny leading Dowling 39-26. Mark Amadale alongside Jimmy Cataldo. And we hope Steve DeVenny's feeling better. He went under the weather after getting that second shot. So Jimmy's doing double duty. I can't promise you, Coach, the questions are going to get any better. I think they will. But Coach Kristen Meyer, thanks for joining us. Tough night for your gals as Ankeny put on quite a show in that fourth quarter. Outscored you 14-1 to come from behind and defeat you 35-29. And as we were talking here, learning experience. Anytime something like this happens, you got to learn from it, and I'm sure you and the coaching staff have already had that conversation, and practice could be interesting the rest of the week. But thanks for joining us anyway. Appreciate it.
Yep, glad to be here.
Now let's talk about the game.
Okay.
Ankeny mixed up zone, started out zone, went to man, led at halftime. You had a 21-16 lead at halftime. Both teams playing pretty good defense, but as I was telling Jimmy, you guys had good shots. We saw them all right in front of you when you were shooting, but couldn't get them to. It's just a tough shooting night. And Drew McAnally's team, they stayed zone that whole second half. And your thoughts on how that all kind of played out?
Yeah, it was one of those. I thought we missed some opportunities in the first half when they were in man, and we just didn't get a couple good looks, or the good looks we had, we missed a couple around the rim. We shot pretty poorly tonight, but their zone, it was kind of sagging off, and we didn't get much. We couldn't get the ball to the middle very often, so it kind of just got us out of sorts, which we can live with offensively struggling, but we can't give up, 14, 15 points in the fourth quarter. And there were just some missed defensive assignments. Those are the things that are probably more frustrating than anything because, offensively, sometimes shots are falling, sometimes they aren't. And if they're good looks, you got to keep shooting them. But just that the defense in the fourth quarter was a little bit troubling.
Well, yeah, it's frustrating. You have a young freshman out there, Ava Zedeker. I don't know when the last time she's been held scoreless in all her club ball days before here. And Marin Heller coming off the bench. They put up goose eggs tonight. Credit to Ankeny and Coach McAnally, but I'm sure there's frustration, and I can see this. They're going to transfer that to the next practice because there'll probably be two players to watch along with the rest of the team of how they practice the rest of this week.
They better get after it tomorrow.
Oh, I think they will.
Yeah. And that's, like you said, you got to learn some things and move on. But at this point in the season, we can't make some of the mistakes that we did, and we haven't the past couple games. So that's where, and their zone just kind of got in our head a little bit, I think, and we're missing some shots. So it is what it is.
Well, it's really frustrating because you look at the onset of what they did with their zone. Early in their zone, Emma Gipple, I thought, was getting great position, and just we're not getting that pass as crisp as fast as probably you would like to see it. And certainly when your team started to see her getting position, your ball rotation stopped at top of the key to see if you can get it. When that one more pass over to Zedeker, who was open quite often, I mean, even though her shots weren't going down, certainly could have had some more open opportunities. But I thought Ankeny did a nice job of adjusting. As Emma Gipple was getting position down low, they adjusted to that, and still your girls were still looking to find Emma into the base. it's a league and opponents that are going to watch you on film.
Mm-hmm.
How do you move forward with your team and looking to say, okay, the next time we get zone, this is what we're going to do?
I know that's a little bit of the tough thing, because how much time do you spend on watching tonight's film compared to just getting ready for the next game? Because Waukees played all man from what we've seen. Johnson, who we play Monday, plays all man. So do you spend time trying to learn about zone when you got to move on to the next one? So I don't know. I'll talk to the assistant coaches, kind of see what they think. But you're right. We didn't see the floor well at all against that zone, and didn't move the ball where we needed to and get the ball where we needed to. But now we kind of just get ready for Waukee and go from there.
Certainly see your team respond. You got a young team that they can certainly learn from the film. But as you said, the next few opponents you're going to see is likely more of a man. And if they get into a zone, you're getting some more experience, which is a great thing going into the postseason. If we can understand zone defenses, which we may see in the postseason, but certainly over the next few games, likely man-to-man. But this next run is really not something that you can dwell on tonight, that you turn around and play Waukee and then turn around and play Johnston. So your next two opponents are going to be pretty tough. Yeah, and,
losing this one tonight, you start looking, postseason's coming up, and you're just aware of the rankings and pairings, and, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it doesn't help us for when you're trying to get home court advantage and get the best possible draw you can.
Visit with Kristen Marr, the Dowling girls head basketball coach, following tonight's game as Ankeny defeated Dowling 35-29 as they outscored Dowling 14-1 in the fourth quarter. The coach was kind of missed in all this is the outstanding performance of her career and her season, and that was Emma Gipple right in the first 30 seconds of the game getting an offense, and she breaks the total rebounds record at Dowling, which was 608. She shared that with Ashley Ferrickson coming in tonight, and Jimmy had her, I think, for 13 rebounds, so that she's added a few, and she will. But what an accomplishment for a young lady in Emma Gipple, a four-year starter here.
Oh, it's so impressive. I mean, you look at the list of names of Dowling Catholic girls basketball players that have come through, that have went on to play Division I basketball. And we've got some 6'1", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" girls who played a lot of minutes. And, Emma's rebounding is incredible. You look at last year, we didn't play 5 or 6 games due to COVID, so you're short a couple. And she didn't play on the inside her first 3 years offensively, because she played with J.C. Kothi, then Nai Tong, and then Lexi Bowles. So it just comes down to want to, with rebounding. And that's what she likes to do, and she puts herself in good position, and that'll be a very hard record to break moving forward.
No question about it. We're visiting with Coach Meyer. And, Coach, any final thoughts? I know you're preparing for Waukee, second time you're playing them, and it was a great game at the Waukee Fieldhouse a few weeks ago. And since they're in your conference, you get to play them twice. And your thoughts about the matchup Friday night on senior night?
Yes, it is senior night. Well, Julia Moore this time. Last time she was out of town at soccer, so I think that'll help us. They do a man-to-man defense where they switch everything. That a little bit threw us off last time. So we'll work on that a little bit tomorrow and Thursday, and hopefully come out with a little bit of fire on Friday. Coach,
appreciate you stopping by tonight. Tough loss, but I know you'll learn from it. The kids will. If not, the coaches and the assistant coaches will make sure of that.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll talk to you Friday. Thank you.
All right, thanks for broadcasting.
You bet, Coach. Kristen Meyer, the Dowling girls basketball coach, joined us here at halftime, and we'll take a break and come back with the start of the second half. Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, halftime score, Ankeny 39, Dowling 26 on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and pre- and post-operative care. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One, your expert circle of personalized care for all your health needs. With more care locations than anyone, your best life is their one purpose. Find your doctor at mercy1.org.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as We're underway here in the second half. Ankeny 39 and Dowling 26. Maroons had the basketball. They go right to left towards us here in the north baseline. That pull-up jumper in the lane, good, as Ankeny had the ball. Couldn't get a shot off. Travel. And Dowling comes back, and Morrow with the basket.
They're putting Carson Johnson, 5'10 sophomore, on Drew Morrow here in this third quarter, and Drew's taking advantage of that strength and size difference.
Now Quincy Ferguson back in. Now a shot underneath, no good with the left hand. Rebound Ankeny, and Braden Simonson puts the ball up and no good, and he drew the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. And let's see, I think they're going to get Pettis for the foul. We'll see. So Pettis picks up his second foul. And we're just underway. 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 39-28. Ankeny by 11. Simonson at the line. And his free throw is good. That's his first point of the night.
Sort of how the second quarter got away for Dowling is Ankeny's ability to get the offensive rebound and then their ability to hit three-point shots was truly the difference of them extending the lead here in the second quarter, now going into the third.
Second free throw, no good. Ankeny was 5 of 6 the free throw line in the first half. And now corner three, no good by Carson Brown for Dowling, right corner. Rebound Ankeny and Ryan Crandall. Crandall down court, splits the defenders and has the ball stolen away. Here's Carson Brown. 1-on-2. He has Morrow fouling. A corner three, up, good. Carson Brown, a nice dribbled penetration, kicked it out to Drew Morrow for three, and Morrow with 5 of his 7 points here in the final minute and a half.
Great assist by Carson Brown, be able to find Drew Morrow out on the wing, and then his ability to hit the three-point shot.
Underneath, and they get it to Simonson, and his shot is up and good. Good assist that time by Ryan Crandall. Simonson with his third point, 42-31. And now underneath, a blocking foul as Carson Brown tried to turn, and they don't have a flop being illegal in high school, but that's what essence what happened. And Carson Weedy picks up the foul.
Well, there was pretty good contact there. I think Carson Weedy made it look a little bit more than what it was, but good penetration to the basket by Carson Brown, looking to convert these shots.
Here's Morrow for three, top of the key. It's no good, and it goes out of bounds to Dowling. Jimmy, a quick look at our halftime stats. Will we get a minute?
Yeah, Dowling first half, 6 of 18 from the field, just 25%. 4 of 14 from the three-point arc, 28%. 13 total rebounds and 6 turnovers for Ankeny. Ankeny goes 9 of 21 from the field for 33%. 4 of 6 from the three-point arc. 18 total rebounds and 6 turnovers for Ankeny in the first half.
And Crandall for three, and it's good. And now he has 12 points. He had 9 at halftime. 45-31, Ankeny. Now here's Charlie Stewart in the lane. His shot up and rolls off the rim, no good. Drew the foul, and he'll get 2 free throws as the Hawks commit the foul right in front of us.
Well, certainly for Dowling to get back, cut into this 14-point deficit, you'd love to see those short layups go in, but drawing the foul gets you on the line for 2 free ones.
And Aguirre picks up his second foul, Leo Aguirre. His brother Alex off the bench with 8 points, has a foul. Free throws coming for Charlie Stewart, who's 0 for 2 tonight, make it 0 for 3 as he missed the first one, second one good. So Charlie with his first points tonight. First half, Dowling was led by Carson Brown with 7 points. 5 points from Atabrua off the bench, 4 points for Jalen Pettis. Drew Morrow had 2 points. Joey Capola off the bench for 3. And Davis Sheck off the bench for 3. And now to the basket is Braden Simonson. Drew the foul. The basket will count. The foul, is that on Pettis?
That's going to be on Pettis again. I believe that's going to be his third, which brings Moncada into the game and sending Jalen Pettis to the bench.
So Pettis, as you mentioned, his third foul, second team foul on Dowling here in the second half. Ankeny also with 2 fouls. Braden Simonson, 86% free throw, best in the team, and completes the three-point play. And it's 48-32, Ankeny by 16. Largest lead of the night. Now Dowling turns it over. Here's the steal. Crandall down court. And now Quincy Ferguson with the steal. Down court to Charlie Stewart. And his shot is blocked. Out of bounds by Leo Aguirre. It'll be Dowling basketball. And Maroons had a run out. And Ankeny hustles back for the block.
It's really quick. 2 up and down quick possessions. Looked Charlie to get some contact on that layup, but nothing was called. Calling it a free block. out of bounds Dowling.
So Quincy Ferguson will throw it in right in front of us as Brian Gibson has a discussion with Clay Thielking. Maroons get the ball in bounds to Mata Brua. And Mata up top. It goes to Carson Brown. 48-32. Ankeny by 16. Just under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. We got a jump ball called as Carson Brown gets in the lane and has the ball tied up. And I think Aguirre, that'd be Leo Aguirre, forced the jump ball.
Carson's looking for contact on that again and just doesn't get it. Ankeny gets their hands in there and forces the jump ball. But, again, going back to Dowling's ability to get to the basket and draw fouls, they're just not getting those calls early in this third quarter.
Rush in the backcourt, nearly a 10-second violation, and Ankeny gets it across. Clay Thielking was thinking the same thing. And the Hawks now working a corner three from the right side. It's no good, and a loose ball foul called on the Hawks. They'll get Leo Aguirre with the push-off. So that'll be his third. Check that. Alex Aguirre with the loose ball foul. The Maroons did not attempt a free throw in the first half. They're now check that. They're 0 for 2 in the first half. And Stewart went to the line. He's 1 for 2. So Dowling now 1 for 4 at the line. Ankeny was 5 of 6 at the free throw line in the first half. Here's the Maroons with it. And this is Davis Sheck, who just checked in. Gets to Marr. He's double-teamed to left elbow. Back out to Mata Brua for 3. It's short. And out of bounds to Ankeny. Let's go through scoring for the Hawks. Alex Aguirre off the bench leads away with 8 points. J.J. Cole off the bench with 7 points in the first half of these Ankeny. And Carson Reedy with 5 points. 4 points for Carson Johnson. 9 points for Ryan Crandall, who now has 12. And then 2 points for Maddox Ward. And 2 points for Leo Aguirre. And now Dowling contesting.
Well, what happens is Dowling's pressing. Ankeny throws the ball in, and they throw it back to the guy who's stepping in bounds. And the ball rolls out, and the officials call Dowling touching the ball as it goes out of bounds. And we had the greatest vantage point of one of those things. And Dowling wasn't within a foot of touching that ball. And that is what has Coach Thielking up. And he just drew his first technical.
Yeah, he was working the official on the near side pretty well. So,
well, you can understand his frustration. I mean, this has been brewing for the last, quarter and a half. They're not getting the calls on the dribble penetration where there is a lot of body being given up. But then in this inbounds pass, and one thing he was arguing earlier is just having the officials getting in the right spot to see the calls. There's been a couple times they've taken the ball to the basket, and you have a young crew who's getting to understand the spots on the floor, and he just was a little upset that their officials weren't getting in the right spots to make the call. And that play right there where the ball goes out of bounds, Dowling had nowhere near touching the ball. The official saw it as if Dowling touched the ball and gave it to Ankeny and got Coach Thielking up and got him riled up.
So technical foul on Coach Thielking at the 3:51 mark of the third quarter as Carson Johnson knocks down both free throws for Ankeny. They retain possession. Hawks up 18. This is their largest lead of the night here in the second half. And there's Cole underneath. His shot off the glass. Rolls off, no good. Tip up and in by Cole. He reached right around Mata Brua to the basket, and the Hawks up 20.
The offensive rebounds have hurt the Maroons throughout the night, and again, and Mata has good position. It's just the size of J.J. Cole is getting that offensive rebound.
Yeah, the length of Cole. He went around without fouling. Nice job. Here's Brua on the baseline. Reverse layup. Up good. Went right around J.J. Cole.
What a tremendous up and under by Mata. Reverse layup with his right hand and got up as high as the rim, and that's the way you got to play sometimes against taller guys.
Mata with 7 points. Now Dowling with the press. Pull-up jumper by Leo Aguirre, no good. But Cole with the offensive rebound, put back up and good. And he just bowls his way in.
Another offensive rebound again. Same story the last couple times down the court.
11 points now for Cole off the bench. Came in averaging 10, and he's got that and more. Now the pass underneath by Quincy Ferguson, stolen away by Cole. All the way down court, reverse layup up and no good, and he drew the foul. So Cole to the line, the foul on Dowling with 2:40 remaining here in the third.
A little bit of an unwarranted pass by Quincy. I'm sure he'd want that one back. He's driving the baseline and does a behind the back bounce pass in the lane, and certainly there's just too many bodies there to convert that pass and force the turnover.
First free throw no good by Cole, a rare miss on the season. He's a 78% free throw shooter. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear and the Catholic Tuition Organization, along with Mercy One. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Jimmy doing double duty tonight as our second free throw is good by Cole. He goes 1 for 2. Steve DeVinny, a little under the weather, got the second COVID shot today, and sometimes you feel the after effects. I'm sure Steve will be with us Friday night. So, Jimmy, thanks for hanging out with me on this Tuesday night. Girl-boy basketball, long three by Magruder, top of the key for Dowling, no good. Rebound, Ankeny, as the Hawks now lead it by 21.
Sometimes shot selection becomes important, and Mata shooting, those 3-point shots. I'm sure there's a couple different looks that we could get that would possibly open up better shots. But Mata had an open shot, so took it.
And Alex Aguirre takes the ball to the basket. That's his 10th point as he scored from the baseline. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one with 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 57-34, Ankeny over Dowling here in this boys contest on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is a Young Catholic Minute.
What's wrong with girl watching? God made them pretty on purpose, right?
Yes, he definitely did, because he wants us to be attracted to them, attracted enough to love them, to enter into marriage, and to give up our lives for them. But is that what girl watching is? Nope. You know what it is? Yep. Girl watching is a sure ticket to never really becoming a man. Real men love heroically, with commitment and sacrifice. And when they see true beauty, they serve it. They don't try to make it serve them. What if Aragorn in Lord of the Rings had gone chasing after that blonde girl? Or maybe just for a little while. No, Aragorn knew that even a little girl watching would make him a boy and prevent him from doing the manly tasks before him. The ring would never have gotten destroyed, he'd never be king, and he'd never marry his queen. For more, go to youtube.com/youngcatholic.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Girls and boys basketball tonight here in the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Girls game won by Ankeny, 35-29 over Dowling. And right now the Ankeny boys, trying to make it a doubleheader sweep, lead Dowling 57-34. Minute 45 remaining here in the third quarter. And now we got Dowling with the ball right in front of us. Here's Charlie Stewart on the short corner here on the left side and makes a move and drew the foul. And they'll be on Ankeny's Carson Weedy.
You look out on the court right now and you say, who's going to step up and take some big shots. With Drew Marr on the bench right now, Carson Brown's that guy who can take the ball to the basket. Charlie Stewart can take the ball to the basket. Finding Davis Sheck out of the three-point arc has been a good thing for the Maroons over the last couple games.
Sheck on the dribble drive draws the foul, and Weedy picks up his third foul. So foul situation, Dowling with 5 team fouls, Ankeny with 4. Minute 37 left in the third quarter, and Dowling will inbound the ball right in front of us here on the north baseline. They get it to Magruder. Down the lane goes Sheck, his shot blocked, and now we've got basket interference, and it'll count. Is that what you had?
That's what the official's seeing, and that's his vantage point. He's looking at the shot where the official underneath the basket's looking for the contact, and so the official at the half-court line sees the basket interference and calls goaltending.
So Davis Sheck off the bench with his 5th point now as that basket will count by Davis. It's 57-36. Hawks by 21. Dowling full court pressure. Trying to force a 10-second count, which they almost had earlier. Here's a steal and a bad pass and layup good by Davis Sheck.
Yeah, you wonder why you get out of the press, because it's something that's been so effective for the Maroons. You're certainly going to give up a few points here and there, but their ability to create turnovers has been a positive thing in the last few games.
All right, the Hawks go down court and a shot up and no good. An offensive foul called on Ankeny's Alex Aguirre. That'll be his third foul here, Jimmy.
Carson Brown, on the run out there, gets his position and held his feet, which is important. Carson's so athletic, it really baits him into blocking, but he held his feet and took the charge and forces the turnover.
57-38. Ankeny by 19, and now Sheck down the lane, and he loses control of the basketball. Stolen away by Cole. Down court, leaves it for Crandall. Underneath, his layup is no good. Tipped by Cole, no good. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling.
I believe they're going to call Carson Brown on the foul, putting J.J. Cole at the line.
That'll be Carson's second foul, and they're going to say it's a shooting foul. Crandall at the line, who has 12 points tonight. One of the senior co-captains. Crandall, a 6'3" senior. The other senior co-captain, Braden Simonson. His first free throw is good. 13 points for Crandall. As the Hawks recognize 13 seniors. Now, not all of them dress.
I believe Crandall's going to play football at Minnesota State, if I'm not mistaken.
D2 school. 14 points now for Crandall. He makes both free throws. 59-38. The Hawk lead is now 21 over Dowling. 35 seconds remaining. Third quarter, reverse layup, no good by Carson Brown. Had a good look. Rebounded by Cole. And the Hawks now in the front court with Carson Johnson. It's Carson Johnson. Ryan Crandall. In the corner, Alex Aguirre. J.J. Cole. And the fifth player, we'll have to check here, as we got a pushing foul. It'll be Maddox Ward in there for the Hawks. And Carson Brown picks up the foul. That'll be his third.
Foul number 6 for the Maroons, so any foul after this will be a 1-on-1. Ankeny holding the ball for the last shot with just 8 seconds left.
All right, with the basketball is Carson Johnson. On the right elbow, down the lane, his shot up, and no good, rolls off. Rebound, Mata Brua, and they'll wave it off as the quarter has come to an end. Brua hits the deck. He got tangled up with Cole there, and our score is Ankeny 59, Dowling 38. Earlier tonight, it was the Ankeny girls upending Dowling by the score of 35-29 to improve the Hawks' record to 11-4. Fifth-ranked Dowling falls to 13-2 in girls play. We'll be back for the fourth quarter with the Hawks leading by 21 in the boys' game over Dowling on Iowa Catholic Radio.
What is the best gift ever? Giving a Catholic education is at the top of my list. Your contribution to CTO helps families send their children to our Catholic schools who otherwise could not afford it. In giving to CTO, you receive the best tax credits ever. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Golden Rule Heating and Cooling. Since 1999, Golden Rule Heating and Cooling has been supporting customers with their rules to live by: respect, understanding, loyalty, expertise, and service. GoldenRulePHC.com.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel, 90.9 FM KLOX Creston.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, as Dowling starts out the fourth quarter with the basketball. They run an ISO play for Quincy Ferguson, and he draws the foul. Foul be on Ryan Crandall, his first. Team foul number 6 on Ankeny, and Quincy Ferguson to the free throw line on a well-designed play by the Maroons. Quincy misses the first free throw, second one on the way, good. So Quincy tonight with his first point of the night. And it's 59-39, Ankeny by 20. And now the Hawks break the Dowling press. The layup by Simonson is good. Braden Simonson with his 8th point, all in the second half, as he was held scoreless in the first half.
Shot by Jalen Pettis on the transition baseline, and doesn't come up with anything there. Jalen's been held pretty quiet the game.
Now a bad pass by Ankeny, and Crandall has it stolen away by Carson Brown. Layup good. Coast to coast goes Carson Brown for his 9th point, and it's 61-41. Hawks by 20, and now underneath, Crandall forced another turnover, tried to do a little give and go to Simonson and threw it away. It's got to look at some of the numbers in the first through 3 quarters, Jimmy.
So third quarter, Dowling went 4 of 7 from the field, 57%, 1 of 6 from the threes. Just hurting the Maroons this evening. Ankeny, on the other hand, on the third quarter, went 5 of 8 from the field, 62%, 1 of 3 from threes. But, the tale in that third quarter was the offensive rebounds by Ankeny. 6 offensive rebounds to Dowling's 2.
All right, Carson Brown with a 3. That's good. So he's got 12 points here in the contest, 61-44 Dowling. Now here's Aguirre on the baseline. He turns, spins, and Alex misses the shot. But foul on Dowling and free throws coming for the Hawks.
Jalen feels a little frustration there. Thought he had position. Gary comes in really, really hard into the baseline, draws a lot of contact, and Jalen's just got to sell that a little bit. But that's his 4th foul on the night. They're going to stay with him in the game.
At this point, Alex Aguirre at the free throw line, and first one falls through. He has 11 points. He's now 2 of 3 at the line. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo, Jennifer Phelps back at the Iowa Catholic Radio studio. Second free throw no good by Aguirre. Rebound Dowling. 6:40 remaining. Now top of the key for 3. It's no good by Davis Sheck, and a whistle, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Ankeny basketball here.
Finding some open threes. Davis Sheck, he's been hitting a few of those last. I'd like to see trying to find design plays for Drew Morrow because his dribble penetration and ability to shoot the threes are really big at this point.
Now a long 3 up and rolls around the rim, no good. A whistle and a foul, and 3 free throws coming as Drew Morrow fouls Carson Johnson. So on Morrow, that'll be his 3rd foul. He has 7 points tonight, and free throws coming for Carson Johnson. First one up and good. Up next for the Maroons, they will be home on senior night this Friday night as Dowling Catholic taking on Waukee, as the second free throw is good. That'll be at the Dowling Gym. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock with our girl-boy doubleheader, Dowling and Waukee for the second time this year, but it'll be senior night for the Maroons. Third free throw is good, so Carson Johnson 3 for 3 and now 5 for 5 at the free throw line, has 9 points. It's 65-44 now. A 3-pointer is no good, but a foul on Ryan Crandall. We're going to do the same over here. And Quincy Ferguson going to the line for Dowling for 3.
Well, this is where Dowling gets a little bit loose. Guys trying to make plays. Quincy lets the ball roll down to preserve some of the clock, but immediately picks it up and looks for his shot at the top of the key, where it was contested by Ryan Crandall, got a little bit of an arm, sending him to the line for 3 free throws.
And up next for Ankeny, they travel to third-ranked Waukee Northwest in the boys' contest Friday night. And, of course, the girls' game will precede that. It'll be Ankeny at Waukee Northwest. Second free throw good. Third one coming for Quincy. Ferguson averaging 2.5 points, and the third one is good. So Quincy Ferguson was 3 of 4 at the free throw line, and now Simonson and
Pettis go to add it a little bit of body. Veteran reps, stepping in, getting a little bit of control here. No technicals, no nothing. Just get everybody under control here, and keeps the game moving.
That's what the defensive linemen do.
Yeah, that's right.
Simonson, defensive end, and Jalen. What is he? Hybrid linebacker. What do you call him?
Yeah, he did everything.
Anywhere you put him on the defensive line, he's in a 3-point stance, and they had some words. And now steal by Dowling after Ankeny's possession. Here's Scheck in the lane. His shot up. Good. The basket will count. And a foul on Ankeny. Davis Scheck with his 6th point of the second half. He has 9 for the contest. And it cuts the Ankeny lead to 65-49 as we approach the 6-minute mark.
If the Maroons can cut the lead down to 10 with 3-4 minutes.
No good. Tip no good by Pettis as Davis couldn't hit the free throw. Rebound out to Ankeny, and the Hawks have it under 6 minutes to play. Leading by 16. Now down the lane, here's Carson Johnson. Pull-up jumper, no good. Ball tipped by Morrow. And a whistle and a reach-in foul called on Carson Brown. And Maroons are making a little run there, and that foul did not help. And Carson with his 4th foul.
Just got to get the team under control a little bit. A lot of frustration out there, but Coach Thiel King getting his tactical. He can't stand up, right? In that
seatbelt rule back
as a rule. Certainly a time when you just need to get everybody under control a little bit.
And a seatbelt rule in effect as the free throw is no good by Leo Aguirre, who has 2 points tonight. Now a long three coming for Dowling. It's up off the top of the backboard, no good, and a whistle and a loose ball foul on Marr. Three by Scheck wouldn't fall, and Drew climbed the ladder. Ooh. They called the foul on Alex Aguirre.
Certainly
not
could have
on
gone.
Drew.
Certainly could have gone both ways.
And who's going to the free throw line? Drew Marr.
And Drew sells it pretty good.
He did. Free throw up and good. Now, the family does sell insurance. So we have that. And he did a great job of it.
You can just see the competition coming out in these two schools and these two programs. It just gets a little bit fiery regardless of the score.
Free throw's good by Drew Marr. Of course, his dad's an attorney, but the insurance part is in the family. 65-51. Ankeny's lead is 14. 5.5 minutes remaining. Maroons make a slight comeback after being down by 23 a few minutes ago. There's Aguirre with it. This is Alex Aguirre coming off a ball screen. Kicks it back out to Carson Johnson. And head coach Brant Carlson, his fifth year here at Ankeny, won a state title 2 years ago, directing his team as he's able to stand and coach, whereas Coach Steelking can't due to the technical foul earlier. And we got a whistle and a foul underneath on Dowling.
I think that may be on Jalen Pettis, and that could be his fifth. 25.
So Marr picks up his fourth. 4 fouls on Drew. Both teams in the double bonus as they're over the 10-foul limit. 2 free throws coming. And the first is good by Carson Johnson, who has been a deadeye. 6 for 6 at the line, has 10 points.
I've seen this young sophomore play, throughout the years, having a son playing the same age, and really good, talented basketball player, and certainly he competes pretty well at the varsity level.
No question about it. Now Dowling with the ball, trailing by 16, and now on the baseline, a whistle and a foul right in front of us on Carson Weedy, and he's starting to rack up the fouls. That's his fourth. And 2 free throws coming for Drew Marr. So Drew will have 2 free throws here. Reminder, our next broadcast will be this Friday night. That's the first free throw is good by Marr. I promise I'll have my voice back.
Just we joked about a couple years ago you losing your voice, and Mike Swaim stepping into a play-by-play was great. I'm not a good play-by-play guy.
Just in case I go down, you're up. And Swaim handled it like a Hall of Famer that he is, and I'm concerned about the guys I have now. You, DeVinny.
I would too.
I look down the sheet, and it's like, that call sheet's not good right now. If I went down, what would happen? Folks, you have to tune in. But I think I'll be fine.
I'd stumble over every number out there.
Here's Aguirre with it, Ankeny with the ball, leading 67-52 with 4:20 left.
I think Carlson's smart here to work a little bit of clock. Just seeing the history of Dowling this year is that they're really not out of any game. They fought back in many of their losses, and I don't think he's looking for that to happen tonight.
Maddox Ward gets loose and shoots and scores. That's his 4th point of the night. Steady player off the bench. He was the first guy they called. Now underneath, Carson Brown, a little wraparound pass to Pettis, stolen away by Cole and Ankeny. Hawks the other way. There's Carson Weedy with it, dribbles it down into the lane, kicks it off in the corner to Aguirre. And the Hawks will reset with 3:45 remaining. 69-52, Ankeny. You joined us late, the Ankeny girls up in Dowling. Now a shot no good by Cole, the follow-up up and good by Carson Weedy. That's his 7th point off the bench. And it's 71-52 Hawks. Ankeny 35, Dowling 29 in the girls contest. Ankeny improves to 11-4. Now Dowling with the ball. Marr will dribble penetration, leaves it for Coppola. Thinks about 3, leaves it for Scheck, and it's blocked out of bounds by Cole. It'll be Dowling possession.
Cole's playing a little bit of everywhere. I mean, the last time down the court, he gets to turn over underneath the basket, and that time he gets outside the 3-point arc and blocks Davis Scheck's 3-point attempt.
All right, here's Carson Brown in the lane. Pull-up jumper good. The basket will count. And a foul on Alex Aguirre, and he's fouled out. He'll foul out with 11 points. So we have our first casualty to the night, Alex Aguirre.
Dowling going into their bench a little bit, bringing in Jack Odie for Drew Morrow. That may be his night. With the Maroons down, 16 points, 15 points, or give him a little bit of a rest to come back in. They're also going to bring in Colin Clark.
And the free throw good by Carson Brown. He has 15 points. And we got a timeout. We'll take one with them with 3:06 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's Ankeny 71, Dowling 55, along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Emmett-Dale, back in 1 minute from the Ankeny Gym on Iowa Catholic Radio.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard the expression free love? Do you know what it means? It means false love. True love does not want to be free. It wants to bind itself. It wants to give everything and forever. It wants to make a vow, a promise that it will keep. G.K. Chesterton says the man who makes a vow makes an appointment with himself at some distant time or place. The question is, will he keep the vow? That's the adventure. The perils and the punishment must be real. If I bet, I must be made to pay, or there's no poetry in betting. If I challenge, I must be made to fight, or there's no poetry in challenging. And if I vow to be faithful, I must be cursed when I'm unfaithful, or there's no fun in vowing. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym after Ankeny has just broke the full court press, and J.J. Cole scores with his 13th point. And now Dowling does the same, and that is
Jack Odie.
Odie with the reverse layup good off the bench for the Maroons. Gets in the basketball, and now Dowling with the steal. Corner three, up and no good by Capola. Ball slapped around and out of bounds as Davis Sheck couldn't track it down. It'll be Ankeny basketball with 2:20 remaining. 73-57 Hawks are on their way to their 11th win of the year. And the Maroons are going to start to empty their bench. We've got a reach-around foul on the Maroons. That'll be on Joey Capola, his second.
Seeing Ben Stewart checking in for the first time, Danny Nielsen, and
Danny Nielsen, I hear him may play a little tight end next year.
And then Jake Anderson coming in.
Is that true?
Danny Nielsen is a heck of a football player. Danny Nielsen, as a sophomore, came in as a receiver, and we looked at him and thought, boy, your body really can fill out, and thought tight end, and he's been a tremendous tight end development over the last couple of years, and looking forward to a really good senior year out of him.
Sam Parkinson in for the Hawks. He's at the free throw line, the 5'11 senior, one of 13 seniors on the team. Second free throw is no good by Parkinson. Rebound Dowling. It's 74-57. Ankeny. Now will drop 3 in a row to the Hawks in their series. Dowling's won 6 of the last 8 games. And now a three-pointer up and good by Odie. That's 5 points in less than a minute for Jack off the bench.
Jack is a heck of a shooter, and just getting his opportunities. He could prove he can hit down some of those shots, and he comes into the game much earlier.
Hawks with it as this is Maddox Ward working against Odie, and a shot off the glass good. And Ward now with his 6 point. 76-60 Ankeny, minute 30 remaining. We'll have our post-game show following tonight's game, and then recap some of the girls' contest and the boys' contest, preview Friday night's game, and a whistle and a foul on the Hawks.
So resetting, Dowling's lineup right now. You got Jake Anderson, Colin Clark, Ben Stewart, Danny Nielsen, and Jack Odie, who's at the line.
And Jack hits the first free throw. 6 points tonight for the 6'3 junior for the Maroons. Second one on the way. Good. 7 points for Odie in a matter of a minute.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's good for him. He's a kid that's playing a lot of JV minutes right now and trying to work into the lineup, and he's known for a shooter. If he can prove he can put up some points, he gets some additional minutes moving forward.
Isaiah Otten in the lineup for Ankeny, and He puts up a shot, or he just puts a pass over to Cash Schoolin, and his shot's no good. Whistle and foul on Dowling.
Harrison Grant getting ready to check in after this free throw.
Colin Clark picking up his first foul. Free throw's coming for Cash Schoolin, 6'3" sophomore, misses the first. And a line change for Ankeny. Owen McHost getting a lot of playing time, or getting a big applause for the Ankeny Hawks as Danny Nielsen sits down. Yeah, you're right. He might play tight end. I'm surprised when he got to sophomore level they didn't move him right up to varsity, so he didn't have to coach him. But that didn't happen. And now second free throw is good by Schoolin. He gets 1 point. I thought that might happen. Coach Wilson would have had better success than you developing him. But
it's the phone call that I always get nervous about come July. I get that phone call from Coach Wilson saying, okay, we're taking this guy, and you're like, oh, goodness. Now what do we do? Ben Stewart.
Ben down the lane, and that's just like he does in the JV games I see on Monday nights. The shot is good by Bent, and a whistle and a foul on Ankeny. Owen McHost picks up the foul.
Ben Stewart is a senior and celebrating his senior night this coming Friday.
That's right. He and his parents, Tom and Tara. And the free throw is no good. You'll get another. 77-64. And the Stewarts, Ben and Charlie, are twins. Zach and Evan as siblings. And the free throw no good. So he goes 0 for 2. Is that right? With Ben?
0 for 2.
Yeah, had the free one there on the lane violation and couldn't hit him. Rebound Ankeny, and the Hawks have it. Their reserves are all in. Blake Ganpat in there, number 33. Leaves it for Joel Mapor. Mapor with it. Over to Ganpat. And the final 30 seconds of the contest. Now near steal by Dowling. Almost run down by Jake Anderson, and he does, and he scores. How about that?
You can't put your head down with these guys. Jake Anderson gets the jars the ball loose, and Harrison Grant with the assist, and Jake finished.
Jake, a junior, played very well on the football team on the defensive side. 76-66. Ankeny will win this. Just a matter of what the final score will be. It looks like nobody's going to contest, and the Hawks win it by 10. So it's a doubleheader sweep here at the Ankeny gym. And the Hawks defeat Dowling 76-66 in the boys' game. And it's a doubleheader sweep for Ankeny as the Ankeny Hawkettes defeat Dowling girls 35-29 in game one of our girl-boy doubleheader. And Jimmy Cataldo, hats off the Ankeny Hawks. Again, Dowling, great effort, but just a little bit too late. Very physical team in Ankeny, and the Maroons, they had that one quarter, maybe it was 2 quarters, that they got outscored heavily. Yeah. And it was that third quarter that did them in. But congratulations to the Hawks as they win this one here at Ankeny.
Well, you look at Ankeny had a really good game plan. It really came out, as you mentioned, very physical night on both ends. And certainly Dowling got a little frustrated, not being able to get some calls earlier in the game. And just a tough shooting night. And hand it to Ankeny. I thought their offensive rebounding ability was a big difference in the game. And then, not being able to hit some of the three-point shots as the Maroons, just adding this up. Maroons, we'll get that added up, but only shot 16% from 3 in the third quarter when things started to unwind for them. But Ankeny, give them a lot of credit. Their defense was lengthy and tough to shoot. And, when you have to manipulate your shot a little bit to get over the shot blocking, that sometimes can be a challenge for your shooting nights.
Certainly can. And you look at some of the quarter scores here. Ankeny jumped out to a 17-11 first quarter lead, outshot Dowling 22-15 in the second quarter. The Hawks led by 13 at halftime, 39-26. And then Ankeny 20-12 in the third quarter, outshooting Dowling. They led 59-38 over the Maroons going into the fourth quarter, and Dowling outscoring Ankeny in the fourth quarter, 28-17. And the final score, Ankeny 76, Dowling 66. Dowling boys fall to 4-9 in the season. Ankeny improves to 11-2, and they're ranked eighth place tie with Johnston in Class 4A. We'll take a break and come back. We'll recap the scoring in the boys contest, and we'll give you some statistics, and we'll also recap some of the scoring in the girls contest. Jimmy Cataldo joins me tonight. I'm Mark Amadale. Voice is holding out. We'll get through the next two segments and we'll be fine. And our thanks to Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer. And we'll be back to the Ankeny gym. Again, the final. Ankeny 77, Dowling 66 here on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment, whether it's in the classroom or at home. Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
This is Matt Wilkham, Executive Director for Iowa Catholic Radio. Are you excited about what Iowa Catholic Radio is doing to help connect listeners to Christ? Iowa Catholic Radio is currently seeking an underwriting account manager to join our team. This is a full-time opportunity based at our network studios in West Des Moines with some travel required. If you're interested in being a point of contact between the Catholic community and businesses that wish to partner with us, click on our website banner link for a full job description. Then email me, Matt, at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at the Ankeny Gym. Mark Amadale courtside with Jimmy Cataldo as they place us right here on the baseline. Good spot. The only problem we had, I think, is when the kids stood up at the end of the bench. And you can't do anything about that, Coach Cataldo. They should stand up and cheer for their team. They're entitled to it, but they got to sit right down.
Well, you know, you had the better vantage point than I did, and that's by saying that by about 18 inches. So
that's right.
So, but you know, good environment. Playing Ankeny up here at their place has always been tough, and Maroons fell into a night where frustration took hold early. The fouls racked up early, and their inability to keep Ankeny off the offensive boards was certainly one of the factors that went into Ankeny's win tonight.
No question about that, as both teams emptied their benches late in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately for Dowling, they go down. They've lost their second in a row after losing to number one Ames on Saturday after winning Friday night. Their Maroons have dropped two in a row. They lost by 5 up in Ames Saturday and losing here on the road by 10. And they got to get back up and playing a team in Waukee this Friday night. We'll have it on Iowa Catholic Radio. It'll be senior night for the Maroons. And a team that they led for 3.5 quarters, and Waukee came from behind and won in the fourth quarter at the Waukee Fieldhouse earlier this month.
So you look forward to Friday night, and as you said, that game was a game that Dowling let go through their fingers, and it's certainly a good game to bounce back after tonight. In the last couple nights, if you look at Ames on Saturday and Ankeny tonight, going up against an opponent like Waukee, somebody that I think you match up a lot better with, and certainly it's a winnable game if you come out and you play the game that you could play. Certainly got to play your 4 quarters, as we talked about. But these Maroons certainly have these athletes and the basketball players that can certainly, forge forward on Friday and certainly do something to put themselves in a successful position.
Jimmy, you got your numbers already? You want me to do the scoring first?
Well, I can certainly jump into this. So Dowling for the game goes 15 of 32 from the field, 46%. Not bad shooting night for the Maroons, at least inside the 3-point arc. Outside, the Maroons were 7 of 24 for 29%, 17 total rebounds, 13 turnovers for Dowling. For Ankeny, 19 of 36 from the field, 52%. Certainly got a lot of their high percentage shots from putbacks. Shot the ball well from the 3-point arc. They go 5 of 9 for 55%, 27 rebounds with 13 turnovers.
All right, we'll take a look at the scoring. First of all, for the visitors from Dowling, as Ankeny wins it 76-66 over Dowling in this boys contest. The Maroons had 2 players in double figures, led by Carson Brown with 15 points, followed by Drew Marr with 10. And rounding out scoring for the Maroons, 9 points for Davis Scheck off the bench. Another fine performance for him and head coach Clay Thielking. 7 points each for Jack Odie and Mata Brua off the bench. And 4 points for Quincy Ferguson, 4 points for Jalen Pettis, 3 points for Joey Capola off the bench, 2 points for Jake Anderson, and 1 point for Charlie Stewart. And Dowling 11 of 19 at the free throw line. Some unofficial numbers for the Ankeny Hawks as they improve their record to 11-2 with the win tonight over Dowling. They had 4 players in double figures, led by Ryan Crandall with 14 points. 13 points for J.J. Cole off the bench for the Hawks. 11 points each for Carson Johnson and for Alex Aguirre. And rounding out scoring for Ankeny, 7 points for Carson Weedy. 6 points off the bench for Maddox Ward. Braden Simonson with 8 points. And then 2 points for Leo Aguirre and 1 point for Cash Schoolin. Sam Parkinson with 1 point off the bench for the Hawks as they went 18 of 24 at the line. So Ankeny shot 24 free throws. Dowling shot 19. And the Maroons come away with a loss, and they'll try to regroup for Friday night, Jimmy.
Well, you look at the Maroons scoring. A 15-point output by Carson Brown is a strong night. Drew Morrow, 10 points tonight. I'm sure he's certainly frustrated. He knows he can do more, but again, the ability to get to the rim, draw the fouls. He was getting to the rim. He just was not getting many of the calls tonight. But certainly Davis Sheck coming in for 9. We talked about Jack Odie with his quick 7. We're certainly positive things that happened for the Maroons off the bench, including Mata Brua with 7.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll take our final break of the night. Again, the final in the girls' contest, it was Ankeny 35, Dowling 29, as the Maroons fall to 13-2 on the year, ranked 5th in Class 5A. The Ankeny Hawkettes, under head coach Drew McAnally, improved to 11-4 and ranked 12th in Class 5A. And the boys' contest won by Ankeny. The Hawks tied for 8th in the latest AP poll. They defeat Dowling Catholic 76-66 here at the Ankeny Gym. We'll take our final break and return along with Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo, Jennifer Phelps, our studio producer, and back for final comments after these messages.
60 Seconds with Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen.
Because God knows all things and because he is creator, it follows that every single thing in the world was made according to an idea or a pattern existing in the divine mind. Look round about you. You see a bridge, a statue, a painting, a building. Before any of these things began to be, they existed in the mind of the one who designed or planned them. In like manner, there is not a tree, a flower, a bird, an insect in the world that does not in some way correspond to an idea existing in the divine mind.
The people you know and trust are on EWTN.
And welcome back to the Ankeny Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo. Yes, Mr. Cataldo, you hung with us both games. Thanks for sitting in as Steve DeVinny took that second shot today, and he's having some after effects. I had that too, and we appreciate you sitting in. I know you tried to recruit a few others, but
that's a sign of weakness, Mark. Just a sign of weakness.
Wow.
You just got to bounce back from those.
Well, he'll be fine. Hopefully.
The only person I got to apologize to is my wife because I think she expected me home 2 hours ago.
Well, I thought you were going to go to the little city of Ankeny, which they have right in the middle of the city. The brand new little city. There's some pretty nice restaurants and entertainment. I thought you'd take her shopping tonight, but
no,
that's not going to happen. Jenny, rain check on that. He'll bring you back when we come back up here again, which is in 2 weeks. As Dowling plays at Centennial in 2 weeks, you have to be up here. Your son will be playing sophomore ball, and what a nice job. What are they now? They've only lost one game this year.
They got beat tonight.
Oh, that's right.
Today they got beat today by 1, so that's the second loss.
I see.
But they're doing well, and
yeah.
You look at the Dowling basketball program, and you're falling on a little bit of hard times, and you get in some of these ruts, but you got some really good junior players and some really good sophomore, and I've watched the freshman team a little bit here and there, and they got some players, and but certainly I want to celebrate these seniors who've fought in all 4 years, and we're going to get an opportunity to do that Friday night, and these guys are just they're battlers, and they've gone through a coaching change this year, and they really wrap their arms around Coach Thielking, and they're giving it their all, and I don't think anybody can second guess their efforts on the court. It's just the results are just not there for them right now. But there's one thing about these guys that I know so well, that they're not going to lay down, and they're going to continue to forge forward, and I expect a really good output and effort Friday night.
Once again, the final, Ankeny 76, Dowling 66 in the boys' game here at the Ankeny gym. The final score in the girls' contest was Ankeny 35, Dowling 29, low-scoring game. And the Ankeny Hawks come out victorious, Hawkettes rather, come out victorious. And they sweep a doubleheader from the Maroons. And, of course, you mentioned senior night this Friday, Dowling hosting Waukee. It'll be a girl-boy doubleheader. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock, pregame at 6:15, or tip-off 6:15. But Dowling boys have 6 seniors listed, plus some of those gentlemen at the end of the bench. A few of them might be seniors that'll be recognized with their parents on senior night, along with the Dowling senior gals. So that's always an emotional night.
It's incredible. It's incredible how fast
eight
gone.
Seniors for the Dowling girls listed.
And there's a lot, and that's one thing about the Dowling girls that we've talked about, is that it's such a tight knit group, and they don't seem fractured at all. I mean, they stick together. They do a lot of things as a team, and so to get an opportunity to celebrate these young men and women who've played through these 4 years, plus anything that they've done leading up to high school, is certainly going to be a special night for them.
All right, now we got Paul Yeager's attention. He's come over here, and I don't see if any of us are TV worthy. I think
Paul's going to come down and say, "I thought you guys were security." No, Paul, we've been doing radio down here.
Well, some of us have. Others have been asked a lot of questions. Can I borrow a pen? Where can I sit? Are these seats reserved, or are they assigned? I'm glad you got all those questions tonight.
The one thing is that we're right by an exit, too. You'd think that half these kids will walk by and say, "Hey, do you want the rest of this popcorn before I leave?" I didn't get offered anything. And I'm sitting right.
They took it to go.
I think I pumped so many fist bumps on the way out, my knuckles are bleeding. We can't do this anymore.
No. Jimmy, thanks for sitting in tonight, filling in for Steve, and hopefully he'll be recovered. He'll be recovered by tomorrow, taking that second shot, which is good for him. And we'll see.
Your voice has to come back, because I'm not a good play-by-play.
I only have one guy in the call card, and that is Mike Swaim Jr., and we'll get him on. We'll get him. Paul, we're about done. Really, we are. I need your warm air to warm my car up. I knew that was coming. Thank you. And thanks to all the folks here at Ankeny, and including their athletic director, Andy Umpham, and all the crew, Tom Day and crew. They do a great job. Appreciate that. Jimmy, thanks for sitting in both games. Apologies to your wife, but you know what? By sitting in here with me, you gave her a night off to do some things she wants to do without you. Does that make sense?
She probably got to watch your shows tonight.
There you go.
So no, it was my pleasure. Enjoyed both games, and ready to move on.
All right, thank you. This is Jimmy Cataldo, my broadcast partner. That'll wrap it up from the Ankeny Gym tonight. Our thanks to everybody involved, including our studio producer back at Iowa Catholic Radio, Jennifer Phelps. Our next broadcast will be this Friday night. It'll be senior night at Dowling as the Maroons host Waukee. Pre-game at 6 o'clock. The girls will tip off at 6:15. The boys to follow at 7:45. And for my broadcast partner, Jimmy Cataldo, and thanks to everybody involved with tonight's game, including the coaches, Dowling girls and boys basketball coaches, Clay Thielking and Kristen Meyer, and the Ankeny coaches, Drew McAnally. Congratulations on the win over Dowling, and Brant Carlson, you as well. Appreciate all their help throughout the night. Once again, the final scores the final time is Ankeny girls defeat Dowling by the score of 35-29. The Hawkettes were led by Carson Jacks with 11 points and Jenna Pitts with 9 points. Dowling was led by Layla Trittons, 11 points, and Emma Gipple with 9 points and 13 rebounds. Emma Gipple set the all-time rebounding record at Dowling tonight. Congratulations to her and her family. But again, Ankeny girls winning 35-29 over fifth-ranked Dowling. Into the boys' contest, it was Ankeny 76, Dowling 66. The Maroons fall to 5-8. Dowling falls to 4-9 on the season. Ankeny improves to 11-2. And with that, that'll wrap it up. And for Jimmy Cataldo, this is Mark Amadell for Jennifer Phelps. From all of us here at Iowa Catholic Radio, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Mercy One, and Skeffington's Formalware. Thank you for supporting the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The proceeding has been a Dowling Catholic sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.